I'm not
Oh,
going to say what I usually say though, because I feel like I'm half the time you go live when I say it.
we're
So.
going. We're live now.
All right. See, it would have been bad. Would have been bad.
Beautiful. Let's get the show on the road. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving break from your family, like maybe, or with your family, whatever you need to unwind
Don't
and
tell me what to do.
my apologies. You're speaking for the audience. Don't tell me what to do. All right, whatever. Well, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We are back. It is me, Ryan Knightsey, host of the show, along with my co-host. Today he is Dr. Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing?
It's draft day, baby, but also I think I told you before the show, this is like the way I'm not going to try to go insane when we talk about war games first, because I have thoughts. I was obviously there.
Yes, you were there live, in color, in person.
Yes, I was there in color. I did not lose my no, by the end of the show, I did think I lost my color. You know, I thought Thanos snapped me or something by the end of the show. I was so defeated, but no, I was there. We'll talk about it. I know you didn't get to watch much of it. Lucky ass.
No.
I wish I could say the same.
I didn't watch much of any wrestling this week. I know I watched. I think I did some like catching up on indie stuff earlier this week, and then Wednesday night immediately after work went on a flight to Maryland. So and then was not watching wrestling for the rest of the week. So I missed Dynamite. I missed Rampage. I missed Jericho get his chest split open.
So what you're saying to me is that we made the right decision with it being draft day, because you didn't get to watch shit.
I watched Jack Nothing, but that's fine because
that could be a wrestling name instead of Jake something. Jack Nothing.
That's his rival.
That's him when he turns heel.
Call me Nothing, Jack Nothing.
What's my name?
Nothing. Or no one says anything. Oh, man.
Only like 5 people that are listening to this will be like, what?
Only 5 people listening to this will appreciate that bit. But I did not watch a single thing. Instead, I celebrated Thanksgiving with my fiance's family. We had an engagement party where we had a bunch of bottles of wine that we couldn't take on the plane. So we'll swing back at some point and pick those up. But it was a nice weekend, basically off social media for a weekend and not watching wrestling, just watching live sports like football or the World Cup. It was a nice. How was your Thanksgiving weekend, Scotty?
It was good. It was good. It was long. I'm tired.
Yeah,
I don't like going places, and I went places. Survivor Series just has me thrown for a loop, man. Thanksgiving was nice. That whole day was nice. Survivor Series. Yeah.
Survivor Series was the great cherry on top. It sounds like.
Oh yeah, it was the cherry on top to make it a shit Sunday rather than a good Sunday. Well, today's Sunday, so we still have time for redemption here on Thanksgiving week.
Should we have done some sort of pun with our show being a Sunday and be like, this is the Sunday at the end of this is dessert, or
we could have done a pun.
There's something there maybe.
Let me just say, Survivor Series, the name makes sense. It is a show of trying to survive. And I think I had to see one of, if not the worst matches of the year, live in person.
I'm sure you appreciated that viewing.
I found the Dave Meltzer tweet that said, I'm gonna commit water torture if this goes 8 more minutes, and I legitimately meant that.
Yeah,
it was like 3 or 4 minutes in. I was like, why is this still happening? What? This is the one time. Guess what? You can have Rhonda just squash this person, and it just we'll get to it. I'm so beside myself. I can't think about anything else besides this fucking show.
Yeah.
And it's really bothering with my psyche. But I will say, AEW was really good this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. I haven't.
Well, there's
There
a
hasn't been
Tokyo
much else
Joshi
going.
Pro show this morning, I think, or
There
last night.
was. I didn't watch it all, but it did. I didn't get to the main event yet, but it was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Millie McKenzie was on there.
Yeah.
The formerly Amelia McKenzie in
What a
NXT UK.
what a name difference.
And Billy Stark's main event of that show, which was a very much bold way to go, but I've read that she did pretty good for a big Cork and Hall main event as her first singles match in Japan. And I think she can learn a lot from there just based off the one match I saw her in. So
Yeah, if there's anywhere for Billy Starks to get better, the next evolution of her career, it's definitely Japan. It's definitely Joshi wrestling.
Somebody made a great joke. They were like, "What? Wait a minute. Why is AEW's women not doing this? Why is it just like this like one girl?" I was like, "Well, you see." No, that's a good question. I have no I have no idea. But yeah,
One of them is at television every week, and another is an indie wrestler that is still in high school.
yeah, that's true. Well, I think the high school part's the part where they got like,
Yeah,
if she can go, then why can't you just send like the one wrestler at a time or something?
Yeah.
Which makes sense because you don't use them all, except if it's dark.
yeah,
But like,
yeah.
you don't come on, you don't need them for dark.
But let's get into it. Yeah, today is Thanksgiving weekend, so
You like turkey? The great debate of Thanksgiving. Do you actually like turkey?
And is the debate also that we actually had that debate at my fiance's family's house, at Jesse's family's house, between turkey and ham for Thanksgiving. And
Never had ham for Thanksgiving.
ham is in there with the meats of Thanksgiving. You got to do a turkey or you got to do a ham. We did an unglazed ham, which I really liked more than the turkey. The problem with turkey, Scotty, is one, immediate. You have to make a decision. Do you want white meat or dark meat? Your choice paralysis sets in immediately. And secondly, I find that turkey, if not cooked entirely properly, can be super dry.
Oh yeah.
And and then if it's super dry, if you don't have the gravy good enough, if the turkey's not able to soak in that gravy, then it's just gonna not be good. And I think the ability for turkey to be bad is way too high for Thanksgiving to have it happen every year and eaten once a year.
That's the turkey analysis with Ryan Knight. See everybody.
I've also gotten I'm not like super into like turkey or ham because like for
you don't like meat.
I like meat.
You like chicken.
I like chicken. I like steak. I like roast beef. It's just that when I was growing up, my dad would make our school lunches and stuff, like elementary and middle school and stuff. And he'd
only give you ham or turkey.
He would give me ham, turkey, or peanut butter sandwiches, and I had those 3 sandwiches almost every day for like a decade. So I'm over it.
I can understand why you're telling me.
I'm currently over those sandwiches, over those meats.
Ryan sees peanut butter. Get that away from me.
Get it out of here. But yeah, no, I'm over turkey. I'm okay with having
just peanut butter.
Just peanut butter. I don't like jelly in my sandwiches.
Oh, fluff.
What's that?
You like fluff? Do you not have fluff?
I've never done it
in yours.
Never done the fluff.
Well, do you like marshmallows?
Oh, I love marshmallows. I love marshmallows all my life.
And fluff would probably be your way to go, but you're never having a peanut butter sandwich again, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, okay, so this is another thing, and I love peanut butter sandwiches at the beach. I still love that. There's something about having a peanut butter sandwich at the beach, and maybe it's partly because you're also eating sand, but there's something about a peanut butter at a beach that it really hits home for you. It really
I hate sand with like
you
a
hate
burning passion.
from a
Sand
burning
is like
passion.
my least favorite random thing.
Well, what kind of beaches do you have in Massachusetts?
Beaches. I don't know what.
Is the sand in the sand in
Hot.
like Maryland is like super fine and super like fine as in like texture, and just there's nothing in it. If you go down south to like the Carolinas, you start getting sand that has like shells and stuff and like crabs all over the place, and that's just unbearable to walk on. What kind of beaches do you have at
We have
Old
some fine
Mass?
and some like of the shell type stuff.
Okay, you have a mixture.
It's a little dangerous. It's a little dangerous. But like I just think here's the problem with sand. It gets everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the problem with sand. But you know what? As much as I should keep pushing off Survivor Series,
I'm pretty sure this is the conversation
sand
people
gets
want.
me just as heated up, man. Just as heated up. Well, I was gonna ask you. Then what's your favorite? We're playing the Thanksgiving game now.
Yeah.
And I know we're past Thanksgiving, so everyone, as soon as the day ends, no one cares about Thanksgiving anymore. But you know what?
Get ready for this conversation every year for the next billion years.
Yeah. What's your favorite part? Like, what's your favorite food at Thanksgiving? Not part. You can say
easy.
family and lie to me.
My favorite part? My family. No. I hate them. No. My favorite part about Thanksgiving is stuffing. I'm a huge stuffing guy. I mean, you gotta. Well, it's because it stems from one of my favorite foods is cornbread, which is probably why I moved down south. I love cornbread, so just having stuffing is God's green earth, the best thing imaginable of all time. That's the thing. I had like barely any turkey, and I had like 2 spoonfuls of stuffing, and that's the other problem. Turkey you can have multiple times per year, but I get scolded if I go down to the grocery store, buy myself a box of stuffing, and have that as a meal in itself in like March or something. It's
Thanksgiving's weird like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You have turkey any moment, any day of your life.
But I can't have stuffing?
But maybe it's because it makes stuffing extra special? I don't know. It does make it extra special for me because I don't have stuffing otherwise.
I don't know. I mean, I can tell you right now that I would have preferred a stuffing sandwich every day for a decade rather than a turkey sandwich. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you already did the turkey sandwich for a decade. That's why.
Yeah, that's part of it. But we got a big show. We got a big show today.
Well, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We got a big show today. We have, of course, talking about Survivor Series, a show that Scotty was at live, so he will be our Survivor Series correspondent today. And then probably will be the start of a tradition. Just based on Thanksgiving stuff.
Let's go, baby.
A little first annual Ring Post Radio draft. Nice little, we'll go over the rules when it happens. We got a nice little.
I'm not dressed for other reasons. I'm dressed for the draft.
Yes, and I'm dressed for the show.
Yeah, he's dressed for the show. I'm dressed for this. Half of it should keep me sane. I just realized I have my parking violation ticket right next to me.
Oh boy.
It's okay.
How much, Scotty? How much?
It was $50.
No, okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
It was too. Well, yeah, I could have done so much with that $50.
That's true. You could have bought a whole ass video game with that money.
I could have bought part of a whole ass video game.
You could have bought
it was Black Friday. I could have definitely got a whole.
You could have bought an AEW pay-per-view with that money.
Damn it. That one hurts.
Sorry. What's the next one? Double or Nothing? Is that the next one? No. Revolution. Sorry, Revolution.
Revolution is a mystery.
But first, let's talk about Survivor Series. Scotty, you were there live. I know it was the show of the year. I did not watch the whole show, obviously. I only watched the main event. I watched that this morning. But talk to me, Scotty. Overall thoughts about Survivor Series, and then maybe we'll talk about the main event first, and go through the rest of the show.
I'm never going to a WWE show again. So So, you know, I've had conversations with people over the past year or so, like, oh yeah, you go to live wrestling, it's a great time, blah blah blah. Almost every time you go, it's a great time. But I haven't been to a WWE show since I have no idea actually. Um, Probably since like the last NXT recording
Hmm.
at Full Sail
Which
before they
was
went live.
2019,
2019 maybe.
2018,
Yeah.
something like that.
2018. All right, maybe I've been to a show since
Well,
then.
no, 2019, because if they went live for TV, then that was late fall. That was like in the middle of fall because
Right. Yeah, so
AEW
it was
television.
2019.
Hmm.
So that probably was the last time I went there. And NXT in Full Sail was great. It was
Hmm.
great. Great time. You're close up, so you feel like you're always in it. I've been to AEW shows since then, of course, and I've had great seats for those, and I've been to something else maybe. I don't know. I think I went to some random Ring of Honor show once upon a time too.
Yeah.
Anyways, you get my point. So like I think I got used to like the being close and being like kind of in it, if that makes sense. So going to the TD Garden here in Boston, Massachusetts, of course,
Boston, Mass.
and going to the show, like initially I was like, oh wow, the spectacle of it all. You know, they got the big stage, they got the two rings, they got the two cages. The first entrances happen. You're like, wow, this is great. But by the end of the first match, I realized how much I do not like the major, huge venue and the big part of it. And I think that's me kind of just not even a WWE thing in some ways. It's just a me thing at this point. It's like I've gotten used to because AEW shows, they run venues that are closer. Like you're just closer no matter where you sit. If you're running the big venues and then you're running a football stadium, which I can't even imagine doing. I can't even
Same.
picture myself doing that.
I would only do
Because
that. I would only be at a stadium that big if it was like the Tokyo Dome or something like that.
right, right. And if I'm going to the Tokyo Dome, I'm probably putting out a lot of money to get a good seat anyway. So, that's kind of how I think about that. And I think that was part of the problem. It's just I just felt so disconnected. I was like, "Oh my god, I." It was back to that thing where I'm like, I almost rather watch this on TV, which I never want to say because I like live wrestling, but it doesn't help that the show wasn't good. It really doesn't. And by the end of the show, I was like, I can't get myself to another WWE show. I can't do it, and that sucks because you know they're still the big dog of all this.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll change, but I don't have the need to go back anytime soon.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that after going to day one, where it's just day one, you can immediately get the feeling of the difference in quality in shows and
Yeah.
stuff between you know WWE, AEW, even like Ring of Honor and like other indies that I've been at. Like there is it's cool to see the large scope of it all, but
Right.
it's just so
It wears off after a while.
yeah, it does not there it is all flash, and then like
Yeah.
beyond that flash you're like, all right, let's get to the wrestling. I'm going to be watching this match for 30 minutes. This pyro and everything was cool, but that's 2 seconds. Hopefully
Yeah.
this match is good. And if a match
Eh,
stinks and that happens over and over again, it really wears on you. It really wears its welcome.
yeah.
Uh,
And their shows are long.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
also part of the problem, right? Like if I go to AEW,
Hmm.
I've never been to a pay-per-view, so, haven't experienced that life. Which is a different animal, I'm sure too.
Yeah,
But you go to a Dynamite taping. If you get there early, you can stay. You can watch Dark.
yeah.
Great, sure, whatever, that's fine. Then you're there for 2 hours of TV, and then if you want to, you stay for Rampage, right? But it's like
Rampage, baby.
Rampage, baby. But like it's so quick and so fluid because that's how TV wrestling works. You keep going, you keep going. With this Peacock deal, oh my god, you're just sitting there waiting for these damn commercials to go. And that
Oh
takes out
yeah,
even more.
I
Like
forgot you have those commercials. Yeah.
you go from a War Games match that lasted, I have no idea how long the women's lasted, but it was a long time. Okay? And that's not their fault. It was just a long time. It was 39 minutes and 35 seconds. Add in the entrances and all the pizzazz, right?
Yeah.
It was a long match.
Yeah. You're talking 45 maybe.
Then you slap me in the face with 5-6 minutes of commercials because Peacock needs to air their commercials to the commercial people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! By the way, they had a attendance of 15,609, so
Yep.
they sold the building. But oh my god, I think that was part of the problem. Like these Peacock commercials stink. And then after all that, I got the next two matches that I was ready to throw myself through a wall at. So, you know, that didn't help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a very like, and I definitely think that like part of that is just I think that is like when you are an outside wrestling fan looking into WWE, it's these sort of things that just continuously wear on us and that continuously wear down the audience. And like, I can see why like hardcores have been slowly but surely moving away from WWE and programming.
But
And they've come back, but the changes in the regime are simply really not there. It is like we said, is mostly
it's
flash. It's mostly the set dressing is changing, but
right.
the substance, the foundations of it all are largely the same.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that today actually this morning, and I was like, I will give Triple H credit that it is a more watchable show nowadays,
Sure.
but that is not an accomplishment when Vince McMahon's version of the show was so bad, so unwatchable
The
that
bar was so low.
literally anything could have been better.
Yeah.
So like that's half the problem. I've seen some people say, "Well, give him a year, blah blah blah, blah. Give Triple H a year, see what happens." I was like, how much time do I have to give him? It's like I think I think he means well with
Mhm.
some things, like, when you hear him talk or whatever, but it's like you still have the same mindset. You
Yeah.
still have an old school mindset. NXT, you created it to be that way because the main roster was one thing. Now that you have the main roster, you're trying to do a little bit of both, and it's not working. It's
No.
just not. It's not clicking like you want it to. And I understand why you'd try that, right? Because you have old school WWE fans, right? That they like what they like. They like this by the numbers, shitty product. And on the other side, you have the hardcore fans who want a more in-ring driven style. And I get that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do that when you and I saw some people joke about, well, if he had the talent, obviously joking because he does have the talent. He has all the freaking talent, and he just doesn't use them. And that
He gets
became
new
apparent
talent
to
every
me.
week. He gets new talent
That
every week, Scotty.
it became so apparent to me yesterday during War Games. One, how much I hate War Games, and two, and two, how much talent they have at their disposal, and they use half of them still.
Yeah.
It's just their fault. And I don't know. They have too many bad talents too.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. They have too many useless, untalented people.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're coming up on 3 months of the Triple H regime. So not many
Only
changes.
3 months.
Only
Jesus.
3 months. It's only been 3 months. September 6th is when
Clash at the Castle was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. But that was already on the checklist. That was already on the docket.
SummerSlam was I don't remember.
I think that remember, but that script was already written.
Yeah.
And then Survivor Series. Survivor Series is like the first big one where he's like really changing things up before games. I mean, so I guess to that point, did you like this War Games more than you liked last year's War Games? Which was I can pull up the card for you, but I remember that not being good either. So
I just hate War Games. I think the match sucks. I don't think it's a good match. It's what's the problem with War Games? I don't care if we talk about the plunder that they bring into all these matches or whatever. there's so much waiting around before the match starts that you can only do so much because it's like you're just wrestling to beat each other up. And I don't like blood and guts all that much either. I let me stress that. I just don't like the War Games match.
Yeah, the style.
I think it's a very overrated match style that people got excited about. Made me get false excited about. I thought the first few in NXT were okay, decent, fun, right? Because the first one obviously is like, oh yeah, we haven't seen this. This is cool. And you had that women's one, which I actually thought was
good.
I still remember it, so I thought it was good.
Yeah.
With Rhea ended up winning and whatnot, and she was like red hot at the time, so that helped too, right? It helps when you have someone that's just wicked over driving this way. But I remember the first Blood and Guts. I didn't like that. I remember the 75 Undisputed Era War Games. They got old after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the women's ones have been really bad. I remember so last year's War Games, I remember because you were pulling it up, was Black and Gold versus New NXT. That was the men's one. And that was okay. It at least had a story to it, I guess. But like, you're watching this women's one on Survivor Series tonight, right?
Yeah.
And how am I supposed to, and this is just the WWE booking of it all. Damage Control never wins. Never wins. They've never won a big match. I've watched the tag team titles get swapped twice. I've watched Bayley just lose clean 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I don't know how many times anymore. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, so why adding Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley? What does that change? What is adding Nikki Cross, someone that was a superhero 2 months ago, and Rhea Ripley, who I will give credit to, she actually has, despite being in the worst fucking faction, she's the only thing that's gotten herself over. So good, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, what is that going to change? You have a team on the other side that, Bianca doesn't lose, nor should she. She's your champion. That's kind of how you probably should book your champion, not to lose all the time. Noah, get an idea. You got Alexa Bliss, who, whatever. You got Asuka, you got Mia Yim, and then you got Becky Lynch, who just came back. And it's like, okay, so, well, there's no story here because you built it up on a surprise, and then you realize this week that you're like, oh, we should probably not save that for Boston, because if we keep it a surprise and it's not Sasha Banks, they're gonna turn on Becky Lynch.
That definitely started a little bit during Boston's.
Yeah, we got muted. So I was told. But yeah, I think the problem with War Games is there's just so much waiting around, and the creativity you need is creativity that isn't necessarily a wrestling match at times, right? Yeah. It's like you're in 2 cages, you're trying to work through 2 rings to begin with. And there's just so much dead time that it's like, I don't enjoy War Games. I just don't. It doesn't matter what company.
Yeah, it just needs to be faster. Just make it from 5 minutes to 3-minute periods.
Well, they did. After the first 5 minutes, it's 3 minutes. It doesn't matter.
You're right. It
takes so long.
You're right. It is still taking forever. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's something, I get what you're saying, because it takes, what?
Would it be better minutes? If it was elimination? Like, I don't know.
No, because the match
and you didn't have to. Well, wait, and you didn't have to wait until everyone was in.
Ah, I see.
So like, there's actually stakes while the match is going on. I think that's half the problem. Is that half the problem is you're waiting for the match to start.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, none of this matters.
Yeah, none of it matters until the very end.
First 25 fucking minutes don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of time. Ugh.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about the main event here, which was the Bloodline versus the Brutes, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and of course that War Games match. We started off the match with Butch and Jey Uso. They all fought. He did joint manipulation. Then we had Jimmy Uso was going to come in next. Because Ridge Holland had the advantage, so Jimmy Uso is then going to come in next for the Bloodline team. Roman's like, you're not going in next. It's going to be Sammy. He's going to have to prove himself. And then ultimately became the story of the entire match. Obviously, you were there live, so I don't think they showed it to you. but the post-match replay of this was all the moments, all these storyline beats of Sami Zayn during this match.
I can promise you I didn't see it because I took off the moment the match ended.
Yeah, the storyline beats were like, oh, he saved Jey Uso. Then he stopped the referee from counting out for pinning Roman Reigns. Then he beats up, Helluva kicks Kevin Owens. He does the low blow. He has Jey Uso do the splash and get the pin. And those are the match replay highlights. And that, for me, kind of going what we're saying here is that's very indicative. It's that the match wasn't the thing that they were going to put over. The thing they were putting over was Sami Zayn. The story they were telling was Sami Zayn. And none of the story beats that really happened, and rarely any of the story beats that really happened, were anything that was like a wrestling match thing. It was just like, oh, he saved Jey Uso, and then they looked at each other for a little bit. Oh, he Helluva kicked Kevin Owens, and then they held him like a baby. It's not really like here. None of the cool spots you would want to have in a War Games match or anything like that. It was just like, here are all the story beats. You could watch this match in the post-match replay and get the exact same thing out of it. And that was very frustrating as a viewer at home to watch, seeing like, I just watched this replay. It was what they wanted me to know, what they wanted me to walk away with, which ended up being like nearly 35, 40 minutes of a match, which the only important bits of it were a 1-minute replay. And that was very upsetting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the story they're telling with Sami Zayn is great. I will give them that credit. That is the one thing I think they are doing right. However, you have a 40-minute match to build. 40 minutes. And if all that matters is what Sami Zayn does with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens, who aren't in the ring, who aren't in the ring until the end of the match, then there's a problem, right?
If it's the only story you're telling, then in a 40-minute match, you can't fill that match. You can't do it.
And that's the thing. You got to tell multiple stories if you're going to have 10 men in the ring.
Yeah.
You gotta. And you didn't. All right, let me. If you were to ask someone on the side of the street that follows WWE in 2 months who was in War Games, how many of them are going to get right? They're going to say Sami Zayn, the Bloodline, Kevin Owens. Those other 4 guys you may not remember.
Yeah.
Sheamus, Pete Dunne, sorry, Butch, Ridge, and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
You're not going to remember them, which is crazy because Sheamus is, or at least I thought coming into the show, was red hot.
Yep.
Kevin Owens, I'll give credit. He's still red hot no matter what, usually.
Yeah.
Drew wasn't, so whatever. Which is a fault to their own. And then the Bloodline, super over. So of course they're gonna be remembered. But it's like, that's the problem. If you're gonna have 10 guys in the ring, use all 10 of them.
Yes.
3 of them. 4 of them. Sorry, I'll give Jey Uso some credit here. But it was about Roman Reigns, who didn't enter, who was in the match for maybe 5 minutes.
Which they changed up the advantage difference just so they could have Roman enter last.
Oh yeah, and I don't get me wrong, I was more looking forward to him just doing the whole, let me take everyone out. And it wasn't even as good as I hoped.
Yeah.
So it was about Sami, Roman, Jey Uso, and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
3 of those people on the same team. Same team. The story that they told was good, but when it takes up maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes of an entire 40-minute match, that doesn't make the match good.
I can't tell you a single spot that happened in this match.
Me either. And I was there.
And I watched it an hour ago.
That's even funnier then. That's I think there was a table.
There were definitely I remember seeing tables set up.
There were tables.
I'm sure someone got speared through a table. I think
that's right.
Owens
Owens
puts Jey Uso, I think, or Jimmy Uso through a table. I remember that because Owens was important. Because he also he was doing a Dusty tribute, which is fun.
Yeah, that was cool. hear me out here. If we're just gonna do the weapons thing, like if this is what you want to do, just have them hanging up in the goddamn cage,
Yeah.
please. Like, save me time. Save me the struggle, and I understand you want the cheap pops of, "Oh, they're getting weapons," but, like, who gives a shit? I don't like, if I wanted to watch Extreme Rules, I'd go to Extreme Rules. Guess what? I don't wanna watch Extreme Rules. But I also just you know what? I just don't think I wanna watch war games either.
Well, I also have the realization about I don't like the weapons in the ring. Like I
No, I
really
know, we talked about this last year.
yeah, is I don't like the weapons in being in the ring because it's just showcases to me the lack of creative match storytelling that
Yeah.
WWE has. They cannot think of anything to do with that cage at all. And so they just keep doing weapons matches. And it's every match. Every match they have that's extreme is just like the same weapon spots over and over and over again. And I've seen them all. And they're, you see a table set up, you're like, all right, someone's getting speared down the line. It's I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna be taking place. But we're not using the cage. What's the point of it being a war games match? Why not just be a 10-man tornado freaking, match of destruction with weapons or whatever. Like, what's the point? It's
Yeah.
at least with the elimination chamber, there's the pods that people get on top of, but there's nothing happening here. They didn't utilize it. I'm sure they utilized it in the women's match, which is why they didn't do it in the men's. But no one climbing the cage. I think Butch
Women's match had more weapons.
did they use the cage? Did they jump on the top of it or jump off?
Yeah,
Right?
I think they had 3 jumps off of it.
Okay, so that explains why they didn't use it in the men's then.
Yeah.
But still, I didn't see. I don't think I saw a single person climbing the cage in any way. I think Butch did a little bit just to do a moonsault off the top of the ropes. That he could have done in any corner if the
Yeah.
cage wasn't
Yeah, if
there.
you're gonna have the cage open, you kinda have to use the cage.
Yeah, you use the cage. I don't.
If you're gonna like, I know a lot of people's complaint was not having it open or not having it closed, I should say.
Sure.
Because that was war games.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't care that they have it open. I really don't. I don't give a shit. But if you're not gonna use it, right? It's like,
Well, that
or
was
if you're not gonna have like someone threatening escaping because they just don't want to be in the match, right?
that's fun. Yeah.
Because that's part of the war games is keep you in, and when there's an opening and there's a way out, well, what are you gonna do?
But that also like it's just so frustrating. It's just
I
so
I needed
frustrating.
someone to
'Cause
remind me. Yes, last night, what happened in Blood and Guts this year?
Mhm.
Because they were saying to me how they liked it, and I was like, I I don't remember that. And you know what's this is my problem. This is my ultimate problem with war games. This is my ultimate problem with cage matches, Hell in a Cells nowadays, is that they don't end feuds. They're just there.
Yeah.
I think the reason I liked Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, despite hating the feud, is because it actually made sense.
Yeah. And
Right?
it was a great feud ender,
Right. I liked
assuming the
Cody and
feud is over.
Seth. I liked Cody and Seth because despite that being on a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, it actually made sense for once.
Yeah.
But
And I imagine that if Cody wasn't injured going into that match, that would have been the ending of their feud.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, exactly. You're right. At least for a while. At least for a while.
Yeah, of course.
But they had to work it different ways because he was so hurt.
But it's
And
go ahead.
I was thinking to the past War Games matches, and I'm like, okay, Blood and Guts. I'm still watching Blackpool Combat Club versus JAS.
Yep.
We did the same thing with Jarek, the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle.
Yep.
We WWE. I mean, I don't even need to say this. We're just putting together these things to make them happen for War Games. Like there's no rhyme or reason to the men's one except for Sami Zayn. There's none. We're just putting a bunch of guys in there. Like that's why the Brawling Brutes wrestling them instead of Imperium nowadays. It's just because we needed to have a War Games match.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem. That is the biggest problem.
Yeah, if you're not going to use the top of the cage, something that was specifically the ceiling was specifically removed by Triple H. I think you can look up a quote by him saying such. Is that so that they can have new ideas, like I said about the pods of the Elimination Chamber, so that they can do different spots. But then it's if you're not going to use that in the men's one, and you're just going to use weapons, which is like any old match, then the War Games is really just null and void. It does not require to be there, and.
Yeah.
And even then, in War Games matches, the best War Games matches are just matches that are like super brutal, not spot heavy. Just
not having blood. I do think does matter in these matches, and I know the whole blood thing's a different conversation because I don't necessarily need blood. But when you're doing matches like this, like you said, that are supposed to be super brutal, super personal between the two teams, you can't do that in these.
That's one thing I do remember from the Blood and Guts match from this year for AEW was
I do remember
Matt Menard bleeding so much, way too much. But like everyone was bleeding practically at the end of that match. So, but yeah, no, it's apples and oranges for AEW and WWE for this instance. But it is frustrating to see. You have it, you change it so that you have reasons to do things, and then just don't implement them at all.
And then you officially announce after that War Games will be a staple for Survivor Series moving forward.
Yeah. So we'll see you next year, War Games. But let's talk about the rest of the show, which Scotty will be solely on you. So let's get into it. And I'm sure this will go much faster. Semi-main event was triple threat match where Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley were in it. And they were facing the Beyblade-sponsored wrestler, Austin Theory. And it ended up being a U.S. title match where Austin Theory got the win after... Why? He cashed into the U.S. title, loses it, and then has a match later at this show and then wins it.
Yeah. So what I've learned is that Triple H's whole goal with Austin Theory, right, was to make him more serious and make sure he doesn't do selfies anymore. And that, that's a good call. That's a good call. I'll give him that, right? But he had to look like a fool to do so.
I don't know if that was the good decision. You don't have to look like a fool to do all that stuff.
No, exactly.
But yes, go on.
I thought the match itself was good, and mostly because of Seth Rollins and Big Bob. Mostly Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins is very over. I think one of the only times they were super loud is or the crowd was when they were singing the that thing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see it with Austin Theory. I don't. So I see it in terms of, he has a good look, and he's athletic in the ring, but I don't see the other stuff coming together. And maybe I can't get too aggressive on this because again, he's just switched characters and he was taking selfies and being Vince McMahon's little boy, and maybe that's part of the problem. But right now, I still don't see it. Maybe he'll figure it out. But Seth Rollins is really good. Bobby Lashley's really good. So the match ended up being pretty good. Pretty good. This would be probably like the match I'd recommend go seeing because I think it was shorter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was 14 minutes. It was sub 15.
Yep.
And Seth Rollins was really good at it. And Bobby Lashley was the great, big powerhouse in it. So it was very needed after the previous two matches. I think that's also why I'm so high on it. I said it was pretty good. But the previous two matches were so boring / bad that anything was going to wake me up.
That's fair. That seems fair. There was some backstage stuff with Roman Reigns and Owens and Sami Zayn, but I'm just gonna skip all that.
Yeah, we've already moved on from them. They're not part of the story anymore.
And then there was the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey defeated Shotzi to retain her title. this match pretty much panned over, sort of a lot of news coming out of this match, because this match was not only pretty much panned, you got a gif floating around there of them doing the DDT bump on the apron, and just, well, not on the apron, but on the edge of the ring, and just Shotzi just did it poorly. Ronda didn't take the bump. Just a terrible act for both of them. You have the fact that the audience was chanting "We want Sasha," then got promptly muted by WWE, which, that tells me if Sasha was coming in, maybe they would have not muted it, but whatever. And then you also have the other revelation this morning that this match was agented by anti-Semite Brian Kendrick, who has been rehired by Triple H, by WWE, another face for the Infinity Gauntlet. Brian Kendrick is back, and he agented a match for the Sandy Hook denying Ronda Rousey. So a lot of news bits coming out of this match. But Scotty, how was the match? Was it an all-time classic?
It is the single worst match I've ever seen live in person.
Oh,
Easily.
no.
Easily. Unfortunately, this match will never leave my brain because of it.
Unfortunately.
No, you know why it's unfortunate? Because I knew it was going to happen.
Or I guess rather not happen.
Because I saw it on paper.
Yeah.
And I said, this match is going to be absolute dog shit. It's just a matter of how bad it's going to be.
Yeah.
And it was really, really, really bad. I don't know I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think Shotzi was ever the best in ring or anything. I never thought that, but she was at least
She was in rare form today.
She was competent back in NXT. Am I crazy saying that? I don't think so.
No,
when she was teaming with Ember Moon.
Yeah, same to that point. Is I think a tag team is just put her in a tag team. But yeah, no, I would say she was at least came off as competent, and
yeah, and she was working with better people. I'll give her that too. I mean, she wasn't working with half wrestler over here, which was part of the problem.
Yeah.
It was her and Ronda. Let's just say Ronda got her second dud of the year for me, which is an accomplishment to get that. I don't toss out duds much, but this was horrible. I needed it to end.
Yeah,
it was never ending. It was only 7 minutes, but it was never ending. I thought this match was going to. When wrestling's bad, folks, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's so bad. I'd be happier if I just didn't watch it. I would have been so much happier, but I was there, so I had no choice.
What I love about the idea of Brian Kendrick coming back and doing this, not just because he's anti-Semitic, not just because he believes in all these conspiracy theories, not just because he's doing that for all Ronda Rousey, but also like Brian Kendrick is like a little bit of a kind of a work rate guy, a little bit, kind of that junior style.
Yeah.
Why is he agenting this match? Why between these two competitors? Ronda's not a work rate person. She is a slap a hold and that's it. That's all she should be. Shotzi, we have proven time and time again, she cannot do the big spots. Why are we giving her big spots? She can't
do the spots, man. She can't do the spots, let alone the big spots.
Yeah. What are we doing with her? Why are we putting this agent with these people? It doesn't even make sense.
Ronda Rousey's such a weird wrestler to me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen her be in good matches. Sometimes really good matches.
This return has been
terrible.
An all-time terrible return to wrestling.
She has one good match in it, and it was the Charlotte one somewhere in that feud, not the WrestleMania one.
Mm-hmm.
It was the other one, which was pretty good.
And she might get like a WrestleMania main event out of this run.
I know, with Becky, right?
Yeah. That's the theory going around.
That's been my theory since they brought her back. I said, well, if you don't run that match, then don't bring her back at all.
But if it's Becky, you would think in that world they would want to maybe have it as a main event or something.
Oh, it might main event night one of WrestleMania.
One of the worst wrestlers of the year main eventing the biggest show of the year. That is a possibility. That's a reality that could happen.
Wheel ones, baby. I didn't say it was a good idea. I was just saying it's the WWE idea. She's really bad. She's like she's such a weird one because I've seen her have good matches. This second run's just been awful. The first run she had good matches most from time to time. Yeah. And if it wasn't a good match, it's usually a squash. Yeah. But I don't know what it is. It just obviously she's not as engaged as she was the first time around. That goes without saying, I think.
Yeah.
She's also working with worse talent that aren't going to help her. Like her past like 5 singles matches have been with Liv Morgan and Shotzi.
Yeah.
I can't sit here and say I expected Ronda Rousey to get good matches out of those.
We ran down the SmackDown women's roster.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know if many of them will be getting a draft pick.
No, it's a little bit. Yeah, so it ends up being a little bit of both. But this Ronda Rousey run has been an all-time bad return.
Yeah,
overall.
Yeah,
and it needs to end. Like she should be on. And I don't think she's not even at this level, but she should be on like a Brock schedule at this point because at least I don't have to see her all the
time. Let's move on to the next match, which was AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, where 20 minutes went by and AJ Styles won the match. I've heard mixed things about this match. How was it in the room?
Couldn't have given a shit less, Ryan. I could not have given a shit less. I was like, I was sad because I was sitting there watching AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. I was like, wow, 5 years ago, I would be freaking amped out of my. But these two are so washed. And like AJ Styles hasn't had I've said this on this show multiple times. AJ Styles hasn't had a great match in years, okay? And don't get me wrong, he hasn't had the opportunity to in a lot of ways either.
So this was an opportunity.
This was an opportunity because I think Finn's still capable.
Yeah,
Finn had good matches in NXT last year.
Yeah,
so it's not like Finn's not capable. And the Judgment Day, for the most part, weren't even involved that much because they ended up fighting to the back. So I was like, okay, now you guys can go. After a 40-minute War Games match. Oh my God, I did not care about this. I also just don't like the Judgment Day, so that probably doesn't help either. It's just like automatically they show up and it's like
oh,
you get the point.
He fell asleep.
Audience, yeah, he fell asleep. But yeah, some people really like this match. And I mean, Dave Meltzer explained it better than I could have.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get it.
Do the quick
because I said this was a good fundamental match in that it wasn't embarrassing or anything, right? It wasn't terrible. It was just there, but I couldn't have cared less. He said Styles won with a phenomenal forearm in a well-worked match with 2 high-level pros.
Yes.
That is essentially the best way to talk about this. It wasn't egregious. It wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was just there.
And
that should never have happened between these two when you have a match between them.
Yeah, it is. And that's really ultimately what the disappointment is. It's not a bad match. It's just this match could have been, in any other world, should have been a better match, and that's truly disappointing. It's truly disappointing to see that out of these two guys. Well, let's talk about that women's women's War Games match, I should say. It was, in fact, The baby faces, Bianca Belair, Lynch, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Mia Yim that won said match because Damage Control were in the other side, so they had to lose. Rhea Ripley, Bailey, Nikki Cross, and Dakota Kai and Io Sky. It was Belair and Kai that started the match. And of course, the heels had the advantage here. A lot of different stuff happening. People climbing, jumping off the top of the cage, like you said. And and then the match went on for nearly 40 minutes. So Scotty, it sounds like to you that this was not. Was this better than the men's? Was it worse than the men's? Where's how you feeling with this?
It was more fun from the viewer standpoint because one, first match of the night. Two, big spots, which were really cool to see. Like I got to see Io Shirai do a moonsault off the cage, and I saw Nikki Cross do a crossbody off the cage, and Becky Lynch did a leg drop through two tables, through the two. So that was cool, right? But it was very rough around the edges, and if you ever watch, you'll get it. Is that there were points where they were just they were off, and this is to talk about all of the war games too, right? We're putting a lot of people into these matches that haven't been in there, and the three that have been in a war games match in this match, we're all on the same team, so that's not going to help much.
Yeah.
With Dakota, who actually never entered, she was just in it. She was in the match. I don't think she ever has entered war games.
Yeah, I think she's always been the start.
Because she turned on Tegan Knox, but she was technically in the match.
Yeah.
And they won, which is very funny.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley, of course, and then Io, who has been in all of them.
Has Bianca not been in one?
Oh, right, Bianca too.
Okay.
Bianca too.
But Mia Yim, I would have to look up Mia Yim.
Mia Yim wasn't. I double checked. Bianca was in that first one.
Yeah, I would have swore. I was like, Bianca and Ripley.
The first one, I repeat, is still one of the better, probably one of the best ones they've done overall. But it was asking a lot. I mean, they put Bianca in there first, which was cool, I thought, because put your champion in there, put your workhorse in there. But I think they suffered from a few spots, and it's okay. It's whatever. Ultimately, at the end of the day.
Well, that's the problem, though, is that it shouldn't be whatever, but it is, I guess. And that's disappointing. It's disappointing to hear. It's disappointing to see, like, this was another. Go look at the macro of this whole thing. This was another chance for Triple H to capture that hardcore audience, bring them in for War Games. Hey, remember War Games? Remember NXT? Remember William Regal? He even tweeted out the William Regal montage. Remember all this stuff? Remember how much you love this stuff? Hey, come back, download the Peacock app, watch War Games. It's going to be great. This was the chance to bring all those guys back. Or the old member Barry folks of like, hey, remember War Games back in 1990 something? Hey, go watch this. Go boot up Peacock and watch this show. And this was a chance to do that. And it sounds like, if you were the test audience there, if you're speaking for them all, Scotty, it just didn't hit the mark. It's not going to draw you back in. You actively said you don't want to go back to a WWE show live.
Right, that's true. I did say that. This match was fun in the building. I'll give them that. Like, I didn't care about the rough around the edges because I wasn't watching on TV. So, like, when rough around the edges is happening, there's so much going on in the ring that I probably wasn't fully paying attention to that.
Sure.
Right? Because if you're watching on TV, the camera's showing you. But it's just like the match itself. I can't stress this enough. I have a hard time blaming the talent because the match itself, the idea of it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing what the match was designed to do. So at that point, it's like, whatever. It was fun. This was actually fun to watch, but it wasn't like, I say it's probably safely the second best women's War Games match, though, because I remember how bad they've been since that first one.
Yeah.
Last year's was really bad.
Yeah, no,
Remember
it's
Cora Jade was hurt, then she just pinned someone,
yeah, that sounds
and now she's a heel.
mm-hmm.
They did this whole baby face thing for her, and then they're like, "Oh shit, Roxanne Perez is better at this."
The famous star making performance for Cora Jade.
Yes.
Um,
The next Sasha Banks,
the
according
next
to Triple
Sasha
H, right?
Banks, if you will. Yeah, maybe that's what. Maybe when the crowd was saying we want Sasha, you guys were really codedly saying we want Cora Jade. Have you thought about that?
I didn't say we want Sasha. If that makes you feel better, because come on, let's stop beating the dead horse. Let's just assume she's not coming back.
I think that's best for everyone involved.
Yeah, and the fact that they muted it, the fans when they were cheering that tells me Sasha Banks is not coming back.
No, if she was,
So
they
hip
would have
hip.
kept it. What's that?
We win. She's not going back to WWE.
That's great. Obviously
her come back.
Obviously,
in
things
some
can
form.
change. Yeah, things could change in a month. But the fact that it's like, yeah, not coming back. That we're muting the audience. If Triple H, you would think a month out from when she's like, oh yeah, I'll come back to the ring in the new year. You would think Triple H would at least start having those conversations, maybe having some sort of idea. But no, he's muting the audience. So
I like to think she has morals for herself. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think she just wants to wrestle Kyrie.
I walked down on our company for the third time. You know what? This is the time I don't go back.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I'm into it, baby. I'm into it. But yeah, that was War Games. That was Survivor Series.
Sadly.
We'll catch back up with WWE for the Royal Rumble in January. We're not going back to them for a very long time.
No. You're wrong. Deadline is in 2 weeks.
Oh, my apologies. Deadline.
Main rosters are not until the beginning of next year. But oh baby, we got NXT Deadline. We got the Iron Survival Tag Team Gauntlet main event superstar match.
With ladders. Let's throw in ladders into that match. Why not?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
I've never seen it before, nor would I want to see it before.
I do actually. I will say I do like the non-ladder better. Like I like the idea of just pinning.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be such a mess that it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think whatever. Who cares? I'm not talking about this.
This is a fun way to get Mandy Rose again the ability to lose, but then never pick Mandy Rose to lose. But we'll preview that down the line. But more importantly,
down the deadline.
I should have prepped music for this, but do I have any? I have game show music. Do you want game show music?
That's fine.
Okay, here we go.
Do you have a draft song?
Do I have a draft song? Do I have a draft song ready? I can YouTube one real quick.
YouTube the NFL draft theme song.
Does the NFL draft have a known theme song?
They do.
NFL draft. I think. Theme song, or I'll do the theme music for the movie The Draft, starring Kevin Costner.
Draft Day, starring Kevin Costner.
My apologies, sir. We're gonna get flagged on YouTube for sure. It's the Ring Post Radio Draft Time. The Ring Post Radio Draft Time. Draft time is happening. It's a happening draft, and it's gonna be happening now. Drafting time is a draft. Drafting is every middle of the window when there's a draft. They open up the window when there's wind coming through, when it's blowing all the things on my desk. Draft. That's the Ring Post Radio Draft, baby. It's time. It's draft time. Ring Post Radio Draft. It's our first annual one that we're doing today. We're here, of course, with the doctor, drafting everything together. He's really the one spearheading this one, so I'll let you go through this, Scotty, and hit us with what we need to know.
Yeah, so here's what you need to know. So this is, of course, the first ever countout draft. Not countout. Well, you could have said countout too. But Ring Post Radio
still
overall.
Works.
Let me get the rules up. Sorry. That's my bad.
Not even. I gave you so much time for that theme music to get.
Listen, I got it. So the Ring Post Radio Ultimate Wrestling Draft. We will be drafting 15 women and 15 men in 2 separate drafts. very exciting stuff there. So a lot of wrestlers going to be represented. For quick math for everyone, that is 60 between us. You're welcome. It will be a snake draft. So for those who don't know what that means, it means say Ryan has the first pick in one of the drafts. He goes, then I get 2, then he gets 2, then so on and so forth until our roster is filled. First pick will be decided by coin flip. Do I know how we're going to do that coin flip? No, I do not. It was a nice thought. I said we'll have 30 seconds per pick. I decided we may not get enough content out of that, so we're going to extend that a little longer because if we're just blazing through the picks, there may not be any content of excitement between us being like, you stupid, and, all that. Like I said, all promotions are eligible.
Maybe it should be 30 seconds, but we say when we start thinking about our pick.
Yeah, because we need to make comments and stuff. All promotions are eligible in the world. So, I was going to think of like limits of like, oh, you can only have 5 from one company or something like that. And I was like, no, we're drafting the best here. Let's not limit it like that. We're just we're drafting the very best.
And I think you and I would do a good job of not being like our entire women's roster is just Stardom or just one company or something.
Someone's got to pick the dentist. And winner will be decided by Twitter vote. So there will be sometime after this, we'll have cool little roster sheets with all of our picks.
Yep.
Somehow, which I'm sure Ryan will make it, not me.
I have a notes page right now of what our roster will be.
All right, and we'll have a special little thing, and then we'll open like a little poll after that.
Yep.
And you will vote who won, and you will pick me. I don't
know.
Or Ryan. I was getting there. You didn't let me finish what I was saying.
My roster is gonna be chock full of internet darlings. I'm gonna draft the Fiend. I'm gonna draft the Elite. I'm gonna draft Colt Cabana. I'm gonna draft CM Punk. I'm gonna draft.
So this is the conversation I wanted to have with you. So like, who are we limiting? Are we limiting? So are inactive people in the draft
currently
like
inactive?
CM Punk, like a Sasha Banks.
I was
definitely kind of important.
I mean, it's definitely. I was thinking also about that. It's definitely people like today, but how accurate of today do we want to be? Do we want to be like, it's them not in their prime years ago, but it's them today in 2022. But is it today, as in if they're not wrestling or if they're injured? I think to make it, since this is an annual thing, it should be who is available right now, who is working right now. Because next year, CM Punk could be available. Next year, Sasha Banks could be available. And that could change up the dynamics of the roster. This is going to be an annual Turkey Day transition.
We're kicking out CM Punk.
Yeah, we're kicking him to the curb. And obviously, we're going to be not drafting people that we know for a fact is injured. With AEW, you never know. But there be the people that we know for a fact are not around.
So do injuries count? Like, so CM Punk I consider inactive because we don't know if he's even ever coming back.
Yeah.
Cody I know is coming back.
I would say he's injured. He's not eligible.
All right, so if you're injured, if you're hurt, you're not allowed in the draft.
Yeah. See ya, Thunder Rosa. See ya, Raquel Rodriguez. See ya.
Anyways,
I'm thinking of injured people. Sia. Is she injured? The singer? I don't know.
Haven't asked.
You have her on speed dial.
Laredo Kid didn't do anything bad, and we still kicked him out.
Yeah, well, that's he had a new intestine. You don't replace your intestine every year. Anyways,
man. All right, well,
but we'll do a good job of trying to remember that stuff. But
we can flip a coin. Your ass kicked out.
What's that?
I said, Cody Rhodes, your ass is kicked out.
Yeah, you're getting kicked to the curb, Cody. I can flip a coin on my phone right here if you like.
Yeah. So, do we want to just have? We'll flip a coin each time. So maybe someone will just get the first pick both times. Really, or we could just not do that.
Well, you really don't want to have the first pick because if it's a snake draft, then I get first pick, but then you get 2 picks in a row, and then I get 2 picks in a row.
It depends if you really want someone first.
That's a good question. All right, and you're gonna go ahead.
Are we doing the women's one first?
Oh, that's a good question. Sure, we can do the women's one if you like first.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it would just be good to know which one we're doing first.
Good point. So I will flip a coin here, and I will ask you, Scotty, heads or tails?
Oh, now heads.
No, as opposed to later. The app is flipping. It's heads. Scotty, you win. I get. Oh, how about that? You win. You get to decide. Do you want to pick first or do you want to pick second?
I want to pick first.
All right. So Scotty will be
Come
going.
on. I
first.
want to pick first. I want the first pick.
I already know who for a fact who his number one pick is going to be.
Yeah, well, see, I didn't. So when I do these, I've done drafts in the past, right? And I just don't want heartbreak to hit me.
Past drafts, if you will.
Past drafts. Well, I just didn't want heartbreak to hit me. And like Ryan, I know you're not a mean person. You're not, but you could have been.
I can be cruel. I can be cruel.
You could have been really mean. So I had to take, because if I was like, I'm going to bet against myself here and get 2 picks. No. I'm not betting against myself.
It's 30 seconds, correct?
So do we have like an official announcement? The draft has begun.
30 seconds on the clock.
All right, my time.
All right, stop in the clock.
You don't even have to start the time. I'll just count in my head.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it'll be okay.
Because if you try to start that damn time every time, you'll be exhausted. I know, big shock. I picked my time. I'm not putting much reasoning into this pick. Okay, I'm not. I'm just not. There's no reason for me to do that to myself. There's no reason. For me, this draft was always going to be interesting after my first women's pick. On both sides, because that was the only set pick that I had. The rest of the way, we were just going to go nuts.
Yeah. But let's get into it. Ready? I'll go from up for my pick. I got 2 picks in a row, too. Whew. But we'll do the one pick first.
Yeah, it's the end of the first round here.
End of the first round. So I will be picking Utami Hayashishita.
Oh boy! All right.
Oh boy!
We got,
oh boy!
We got the expected top dogs off the board here.
The number 1 draft picks. Some big picks.
I wish this was a draft where you knew less stardom. Then I would just walk away with it.
You would destroy me. I'd be like,
but you know enough stardom that it's like,
I gotta be going with Ronda, dog. I gotta be going with Ronda.
Well, no, if you were like just an AEW fan, you might have picked like Britt.
That's true. All right, number 2.
Number 2, second round.
I will be picking. I'm thinking. I've been looking between 2 names. Do I pick? I'm gonna pick Starlight Kid.
Oh my God, you're coming at me! What the?
I didn't mean to be mean, but I meant to be cruel.
Well, I knew it was gonna happen eventually. All right,
I was between 2 picks. I was between 2 picks. I don't want to say the other one in case they get drafted.
That one hurt me.
Yeah,
that one hurt me, man. That cut deep. That cut deep.
Yep.
But I feel good about where I'm going. I feel good. I feel great where you're going, future wise. I mean, come on now.
Come on now.
Maybe not a brighter future. So with my second pick,
yes.
Yeah, we're going for star power here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going for star power.
You're going for stars power?
We're going to pick the second half of the IWGP Women's Title Finals. We're picking Kairi.
Yeah.
For the second pick.
That's a good pick. I was thinking about Kairi. She wasn't the one I was thinking about necessarily, but that's a good pick right there.
As I said, though, Ryan, we're picking star power here. And here in the third round, I'm just ripping these. Ripping the bandage off.
Yeah.
Because early on, it's easy. Like I had a crop of 6 here. 6 definitive picks.
Yep.
And maybe you're gonna pick this other person that I'm now looking at. But I gotta go with star power. I'm gonna go with Julia.
Oh, that's another good one. You're going with the stars. I don't blame you. Well, not the stars. You're going to the Donnas.
Not the group. Yeah.
The Donnas.
I went with DDM there. But here's the thing about this draft, right? There's 2 of us.
Yeah.
So everyone's gonna have a good team. It's just a matter of who had the best team. And the best teams made in the closing picks. All these picks, they're all hits, no misses.
Yeah. I completely agree with that.
Misses. Now, the real question is, when do we break away from stardom? And that will be the fun part of this.
I agree. Well, let's. I got my next pick up on the docket. Right. They weren't picked. They were the person I was deciding between with Starlight Kid. So I'm going to be going with Saya Kamatani.
Yeah,
Again,
that's who
big
I knew was
future guy.
coming.
Big future guy over here.
Big future guy. I go for star power. You go for star power. I don't know. I don't know how to go with that. You got. It's all stars. So that's 3 picks. So through 3 rounds, everybody. I have Maya Utani, Kyrie, and Julia, and Ryan has Utami Hayashida, Starlight Kid, and Saya Kamatani.
Now for the 4th round here, this is kind of off of the Stardom roster. Not necessarily. This might be a little jumping the gun on this pick, Scotty. But I'm gonna go for it because I'm wild and crazy, just like this wrestler. I'm gonna go with Suzu Suzuki.
Oh my God! You took my pick.
Damn, baby.
This he's coming for my neck. This is crazy.
You better protect it. You better protect your neck, man, baby.
Man,
what are you doing?
The game's changing right now, folks. The game's changing. He came prepared. He came prepared. He came. I knew he'd come prepared, but he came more prepared than I was ready for. Okay, all right. So to me, there's a top echelon of this draft, and you know what? I gotta do it. This is a value pick here at this point. She's only run Stardom by herself essentially for a year and a half at least.
Okay.
I got to pick Shuri. I mean, we're just letting one of, if not the best in the world, just hang around here.
I was gonna say, you
don't leave Kazuchika Okada just to hang around people.
We're talking 8th pick, the current World of Stardom champion.
Ryan decided on youth, and I think that's a great plan. I think that's a great idea. But listen, I'm just going full main event, guaranteed right now. Okay, if I'm building a roster, you're gonna watch my show. You're gonna watch my world champions go out there and shine.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
Yeah,
but now this is where I think we took from my top 8. That is all we've taken from. Now it's time to get crafty.
Wait, there's someone that isn't in your top 8? I'm surprised.
No, we took all 4. We took all 8.
Oh, interesting. There's someone that I imagine you would have had as a number. Well, maybe it could be a top 5 pick for you, but there's someone that I was surprised about. But I don't want to put more thoughts in your head. Let's get to the draft.
I gotta take a favorite of mine now. I can't let her go. I can't let her go because she is, of course, one of my favorites. I talk about her all the time, and some people may think this is a reach. But that's okay. She brings it every single time, whether it be trios, whether it be tag team, whether it be singles. 22-year-old, most dominant Wonder of Stardom champion of all time, Momo Watanabe.
Really? Was not expecting Momo in that spot. I will be honest. Was not expecting Momo.
I have a whole list here. I'm going off the rails now.
You got a system.
I got a system. It's get my favorites.
Yeah. All right.
Oh man, I just realized I had a different pick.
I don't think I'll be taking them. If it's the same pick I'm thinking of, I don't think I'll be taking them.
All right, good. Just go.
All right, so I got a pick here, and this is going to be what I call a securing 1 vote. This is a definitely securing 1 vote pick, but it's a person that I love, and I've talked about a lot in this show. But I know for a fact I will be securing 1 vote overall for this roster. And that is going to be Micah.
That's a good. I mean, obviously, it's a good pick.
I love Micah.
And it's fitting we both picked Micah and Momo in the same round because they may both never win the World of Stardom Championship. In a sad, truthful reality. All right, so we have yet to sway away from Stardom.
Suzu a little bit.
Suzu counts. She's literally wrestling on the final show of the year in a title match. She counts.
Yes, she does. But I'm going to go off the board, off the Stardom
finally.
Board.
Let's get crazy.
Board. Maybe it's not too crazy because I think this would be a great person to have in a roster like this. And maybe I do need to mix it up a little bit more, but I think this is a person you got to pick up. I love the youth. I'm on the sauce, Scotty, and that of course is gonna be Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, saw that coming. You gotta get the sauce.
And again, Stardom adjacent.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna.
It's tough. I put you in a tough bit. I'm starting to go outside of Stardom, but it gives you.
You know what? I'm gonna pick. I think many feel she's the best women's wrestler not in Stardom today.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go with Bianca Belair.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was going with Jamie or Bianca this time around because I wanted to break it up. I wanted to. I felt that where you were going. Since you were going all star, I was like, okay, I can wait on one of these two. I'll get one of them because he's not gonna go back to back. Yeah, and I'm feeling good now. We're cooking.
Cooking.
Let me write it down. Give me one second.
That's a good idea. I got it all written down too. Currently, your roster is Mayu Iwatani, Kairi, Julia, Shuri. A lot of first name, a lot of one name people. Shuri.
We keep it simple here.
Momo Watanabe and Bianca Belair. I have Utami Hayashishida, Starlight Kid, Saya Kamatani, Suzu Suzuki, Micah, and Jamie Hayter. A lot of lariats gonna get thrown around in my roster.
A lot of lariats. You need Okada now.
This is a lariat only promotion.
All right, I'm gonna go away from Stardom, but we're going to another Joshi promotion here.
Oh, okay.
We're on a TJPW. We're gonna pick Miyu Yamashita, the ace, one of the very best. If we're basing off our Thunder Rosa match on Dynamite, to get out of here. If we're basing off our Thunder Rosa match in Japan, we're cooking. Picking Miyu Yamashita. This was the one I wanted to pick instead of Momo, but I knew you weren't gonna pick her anyways. Yep. So it's okay.
Yeah. Pretty good. There is still someone that I'm very surprised has not been picked, but I think you're doing it because I'm probably not going to pick them. But I'm considering maybe I should pick them. Just because they're available.
It's not Koguma.
No. 15 pick Koguma. Here we go, baby. Let's see. There's two obvious ones.
I still got a heavy list here. I'm still feeling it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna pull the trigger. It might be, it's. I could have, I think it's a pretty easy pick. I don't know if this counts though. If you're counting this as injured, so maybe we need a ruling on this one.
Yeah, I'll throw a flag.
Do you have a flag at the ready?
Yeah.
But I was going to pick Toni Storm.
I'll allow it.
You allow it. Okay.
I'll allow it.
I was like, do we consider that injured?
She was on TV this week in a video, so she counts.
Sure. And she wrestled as of a week ago. So
that's also true. So I'll allow it. Toni Storm
it.
Does belong in the conversation. So that was your 7th pick. You still got another one?
I do have another one in the next round of 8. And again, going down the board, there are probably a lot of other women's wrestlers better than her, but I think as a different person of the roster, I think Saida. I need someone that has more of a technical ability. More, Saida. I think she can do maybe a high speed little gimmick here if she wanted to.
Saida.
No, I'm not gonna go even majors. I'm not gonna go minors. I'm gonna go indie.
Oh!
Ellie can know. Freak Scotty. I'm gonna go with as my number one, as my pick for the 8th round, Kylie Ray.
Oh,
I would say one of the best women's wrestlers.
Did she retire yet?
No, not technically.
Yeah. When you're making picks, you got to think of the off the field situations here, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey, but
little
if she's
off the field problems, but when she's there,
yes, she's there. She's cooking. She's cooking.
I get that. Well, you know what? I'm going to finish off the Freedom here. I feel like this might win me the draft. We're going to pick Io Shirai.
God damn it.
Io Sky, whatever you want to call her. We're calling her Io Shirai, by the way.
I wrote down Io Sky.
You are a disgraceful human being, and I hope you pay.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I waited on her. I waited on her a long time.
Yeah.
I did. I've stared at her on my list, and I said, you know what? Her not being high on the card might benefit me here. Might benefit me a little bit. Her being in the WWE still might benefit me. Mm-hmm. And it did. And now I'm feeling great. I feel like I'm back on. And I feel like I gotta take this pick now. Mm-hmm. She's just been sticking here. And, I have a podcast that's pretty much named after her in a lot of ways. We got to go down the Tam Road. You know, Tam Nakano has been sticking around. I stared at you for multiple picks in a row. I was like, I'm gonna let her go if she's early. But if
Yes,
she's late, I gotta go down the Tam road.
that was the person I was talking about. I was surprised you did not pick her up early, but I was guessing you were gonna sit her on the bench for a little bit because
Value pick. Value pick.
I was not gonna probably pick Tam.
Ryan, value picks.
Value.
That's what we're doing here. We're getting value. Late value.
Yeah, no, that is for sure a good pick there. So now we're in the 9th round, if I'm not mistaken. Who do I go for? No, not DMD, not DMD for sure, not for DMD for sure. Not yet anyways. I think
my tie is helping me.
Your tie is helping you. It's giving you an energy. I feel like I might be hitting that 30-second bit here.
You are.
I'm gonna just say
5.
F it.
4.
Becky Lynch. Let's go with Becky Lynch.
Oh, he didn't like that pick.
Not jazzed about it. I'm not jazzed about the pick.
He sat here and he was like,
thinking about it. I was looking over the rest of it. I think this is now our 10th round, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it'll be 10th pick here after Becky Lynch.
How about that?
I'm gonna go with Azame.
I knew she was coming. I knew I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to prove I don't have a full Stardom roster, everybody. So take that. I did pick Bianca Belair. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm up here. And while I said I didn't have a full Stardom roster, we are going back to Stardom here. I'm picking the one, the only, the Natsupoi.
Yeah, I was also considering Natsupoi.
I had to get the melt here going, so now every show I can start off with them singing.
Yeah,
it's a value pick in that. I got an entertainment factor that I don't think many others can copy. And you know what? Speaking of singing, there's a certain international superstar
Jillian Hall
here. So, no, Jesus, Jesus Christ!
You said speaking of singing,
and she's very popular here, there, and everywhere. Whether it's coming here to the States and appearing on AEW Dark or GCW or Prestige Wrestling, or of course going to Japan and competing there, she entertains the world. She is the cutest in the self-proclaimed cutest in the world.
Yep,
Maki Ito.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Solid fan vote. That's a solid fan vote.
That's a fan vote, right? Because she checks off boxes in every company. She's got U.S. Indies. She's got AEW. She's got Joshi. Oh man, that's a lot of checkings of the boxes, if you know what I'm saying. What round is this? 11?
Yes, this is round 11. So we're picking.
All right. This tie is fucking annoying. I'm not going to be wearing this for
much longer. Okay, so I got pick here, 11th round pick here. I'm going to go with Yuka Sakazaki.
Oh, the princess champion.
Yeah, go with the champion. Yeah. We got to do another little fan vote. I feel like a little bit, so I might win some points on the back end here. I'm going for sure with Yuka. And then to also mix it up, I'm going to go with someone who is a little more technical as well to get a little more depth to the roster. Maybe not too much depth, but a little more depth. I'm going to go with Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh, Impact. Well, former Impact. I'm having problems here.
You are having so many problems with your tie.
You know, we're just going to stop. We're just going to stick here.
Yeah, that's good. It looks good. But I'm gonna go with Deonna. I'm feeling good about that.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna come right back at you. I'm gonna try to check some more boxes here. You know, I could keep going Stardom. Mm-hmm. I could.
You could easily. You easily could.
But like, I'm trying to win here. I want to check some more boxes. Let's go with Masha Slamovich.
Yeah, I was thinking about Masha as well. It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Of course it's a good pick. I made it. Come on now.
And for your next pick, Momo Kogo. Oh, he's counting. I think this is 12.
Well, all right, I got 3 picks left.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
You know, there's only so much value here. I got to check some boxes. Gotta get some stars. But I'm not picking. I am picking a stars member. I am. That was the joke, and I'm gonna pick Hazuki.
Hazuki. Hazuki. We have not picked. That is a late pick for Hazuki.
Yeah, we call that value here, Ryan. I'm gonna say this. Like, the men's draft's gonna be harder because I'm gonna have to pick from so many other promotions. Like, I know the Joshi promotions, and I'm trying to pick top dogs, but I'm also trying to win a draft here. And if I start going into the deep trenches of the Joshi indies, people are gonna be like, "What am I doing here?" So I'm explaining my picks to the loyal Joshi fans who are listening, and probably be like, "Why didn't you pick these certain people?" Well, I couldn't. I'm trying to wreck house here.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you for sure. Who is my next pick? That is a great question. I'm looking around. Don't want to do that. That's injured. Man, I'm having a tough time here, and I really should not have a tough time here. No, I don't want to pick DMD.
You want DMD?
I could. You know what? I might just say.
No, you got to pair with. Wait a minute. You forgot someone. A certain Soraya.
I did forget a certain Soraya, but I'm not going with a certain Soraya. I am just gonna do some bold picks here. That it may be surprising to some to have to be picked up at all, but if you know me, who gives a shit? I'm gonna pick up Tekla. Why not, dude? I think Tekla is good. I like Tekla a lot. And then I think having someone in that roster, I think would be good. I think her in that roster would be pretty good. And then F it, Saida is my next pick.
Oh man!
That's what I meant. Where I was like, I'm going for it. I don't give a crap anymore.
Oh, all right. I'll close out this draft. Well, I got 2 picks left. I already have them locked in. I don't even need to look at my cheat sheet here.
Yeah.
The first pick will be Mirai.
Yeah.
Gotta get those claps going. Because I think her personality and the people she's working with on this roster, it's going to be a great time. And my last pick will be an indie Joshi star, but many people do know her already. Asuka Veni.
Yes,
I call her both because if I say Asuka, you're gonna think I meant
I get you.
WWE one, and I don't want her.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Asuka Veni is a really good pick.
We're going for value here late in the draft. Trying to get the picks that put us over the edge to take down Ryan in his. The men's draft's gonna take so long. I just realized.
Yeah,
because I'm going to be set. Like, I knew going into the women's one, I'm set. I'm golden. I know where I'm going. That one, I'm just going to be. I have a list. I'm going to have to check it twice.
You're going to find out who's naughty or nice, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. All right. Last pick of the draft. A lot of pressure. Who's it going to be? Is it someone deep in the indies, deep in the heart of the indies? Is it someone on national television every week?
Wait, can I try to guess?
Go for it.
Do you actually have the pick already?
Am I buying time? Maybe.
Athena?
What's that?
Athena?
I don't know. I'm not thinking really
you don't pick
Athena.
Dark people.
I'm not thinking. I think
dark people.
You
like to pick main roster TV type.
I just picked Saida, and so I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Stardom. I'm gonna stick with someone who I have been in their corner for a while now. I was mocked for being in their corner. I was mocked for being in the corner until I was proven right. until I was proven right. This like a month ago, I think it was. So I will be picking Mina Shirakawa
with your final pick, Miss Mina Shirakawa.
Yes.
Congratulations, you are Miss Irrelevant. Is that the phrase?
Wait, hold on. Do we count her? Is she injured? Does she? I'm now thinking about it. Are we counting her because she might be considered on the injured list?
I don't know because to me, I think she could come back any day now.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening with her.
But I really
don't
know.
It was just her like her jaw teeth thing, right?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Injury. Most of the injuries we've talked about, they've been gone for like multiple months.
Yeah,
so
like Thunder Rosa and
Thunder Rosa, CM Punk, Sasha
Banks,
Banks, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, that's all fair. Okay, then we'll
have one horsewoman picked in this draft, though we can only pick 2, so it's not like there were a lot of options.
So Scotty, who is on your roster? Your women's roster?
My roster is as follows. Got the notebook here.
Mm-hmm.
The notebook here. Got Mayu Iwatani. To me, he won the draft there. The rest actually is irrelevant. You don't have to get the rest. Kairi. Kairi. Julia. Shuri. Momo Watanabe. Bianca Belair, Miyu Yamashita, Io Shirai, Tam Nakano, Natsupoi, Maki Ito, Masha Slamovich, Hazuki, Mirai, and Asuka Veni. That is my roster.
Solid roster. A lot of Joshi representation.
Well, I can't just lie to myself.
No. Of course not. Of course not. I have on my roster Utami Hayashishita, Starlight Kid, Saya Kamatani, Suzu Suzuki, Micah, Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, Kylie Ray, Becky Lynch, Azumi, Yuka Sakazaki, Diana Perazzo, Tekla, Saya Ida, and Mina Shirakawa. A little more diverse in terms of Joshi versus non-Joshi wrestling, I would say. But
I had Bianca and Masha.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's really. I mean, even then, Masha has some Joshi experience there.
Yeah, no, for sure, she does.
Is Bianca the only sole non-Joshi wrestler? I think she is. I think she
sure is.
But
shout out to her.
To be fair, I think I picked a lot of the other top contenders in that.
See, it's a good thing I didn't pick Jamie Hayter. Because I would have been all Joshi connection.
That might be
true. Bianca's actually at the top of my list.
Oh yeah, she was like round 6 or 7. Something like that.
I was gonna know when you were going to go all Joshi or not right from the rip.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I gauged. I was like, should I pick her early, mess him up?
Yeah,
I didn't have to do that.
I feel like my roster has a lot of youth, of course. So my roster is gonna be lasting way longer than yours. If you want to vote that way, but I also got some I got a trickling of some some coaches, some people.
Hey, you even got a jobber.
How dare you? How dare you? Becky Lynch isn't a jobber. No, yeah, and I got some coaches. We got some youth. We got some variety in terms of top stars, lower stars. We got some coaches and Becky Lynch, maybe. We got some coaches, maybe Mina Shirakawa, maybe. People that can help the youth get better. And the youth is already pretty great. So I feel confident with my picks here today. And some fun. I got some fun picks for me. Every booker has their stalwarts that they constantly pick. So
you needed your picks, right? You needed your picks.
Call me Billy Corgan because I'm picking the same people over and over again.
You gonna pick Tyrus?
I'm gonna pick Tyrus as my number one pick.
Are you giving me a cheat code into what you're doing in the men's draft? Are you picking the NWA World's Champion?
I did
consider your first pick.
I did consider at one point picking up Camille.
But the NWA Women's World's Champion.
She's pretty good. She's gotten a lot better. But I was like, no, there's other people that are better that I feel better with.
I don't know. I'm gonna stop.
I would love to see Saya Ida versus Camille. I would be there in a heartbeat.
Random match.
What a random.
You know what match. I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to me winning personally. But if I I'm gonna win. But if I don't, yeah, I'm suing.
Who?
Everyone. I look forward to seeing what people think. I feel pretty good about my roster. I didn't pick a jobber. So
how dare you? How dare you?
You didn't either. You didn't either.
How dare you call? How dare you call?
I didn't call anyone a jobber.
Oh, who's a funny joke? How dare you call Starlight Kid a jobber?
I gotta say, Starlight Kid was the one that hurt.
Yeah,
that one hurt.
That one for the jugular on
my
that
soul.
One.
I felt that one. When he picked it too, he knew he was gonna. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna hurt him a little bit, see if it gets him off his game. But you know what? You didn't. You didn't. I fought through it. I got myself an IWGP Women's World Champion. I got myself a Raw Women's Champion. I got myself a World of Stardom Champion.
You do have a lot of champions.
I got gold.
You got gold.
People, I got gold.
I got a princess title holder right there with Yuka.
You got an AEW Women's World Title.
Yep. And then a bunch of other middling
Wonder.
I got the Wonder.
Stardom.
I got some tag titles, held. I got some picks.
I guess you should have picked Camille.
I should have picked Camille. Could have had another world. Could have had another contender.
You could have had another contender.
Well, let's move into the men's. Let's move into the men's side.
That coin, you call it.
Okay, I will call tails. I'm flipping the coin now. It is in fact tails.
Oh, all right. See, it went up being fair. See, I wanted you to have the first pick on the men's draft because
the first pick is a terrifying first pick. I'll be honest.
Exactly. This draft is going to take so much longer because I have so many people listed here, and I'm going to have to read through each time to make sure I'm not missing out on someone that I want to represent. Oh, I meant to ask this.
Yeah.
Are we keeping tag teams as one?
I would say no.
Oh boy.
I would say no.
All right. See you, Matt and Nick.
I mean, if you pick up Matt and Nick,
I don't want them both.
But that's two picks,
No, they're gone. I already lost the pick. Already gone. Before the draft even started. But I meant to ask that way before.
Yeah, no.
Which I guess it's good we didn't, because if we did do that, you could have just been you could have tossed Melt here and just really sabotaged my late drafting.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Okay, so I will go pick first. This is a really tough pick. First go here.
Yeah, there's no timer for the first pick. You take your time here.
There's a lot of the top 5 of both of us is going to be.
They're not all in the same company for the.
I know.
Let me rephrase. They're not all in the same company for the first pick, unlike the women's draft.
There's a lot of guys, but I think, despite it all, you gotta go with someone who gotta go with the best of the year. Maybe people will be upset by this pick. But I think they're foolish, and I think you have to acknowledge that this guy is probably the best wrestler of the year. So I'm going to go with Will Ospreay.
Yeah, a lot of Ryan. Let me give you some analysis here. A lot of off the field problems, right? Off the field, out of the ring problems. Look, but when he gets in there,
I don't care what wrestlers do off the field. It's on the court that matters.
All right, he's picking Marty Skrull, people.
Oh no!
But yeah, I mean, to me, I always thought the first pick was going to be one of two people.
Yeah,
truthfully, and
now you can pick two people back to back,
and you happened to pick one of the two people that I would have considered.
Yeah,
but I was always picking this guy as my first pick. He is a dynamo, potentially an all-time great for many people. He's only come back to professional wrestling and has delivered classic after classic. Some say he may be a god. Some say he may save another promotion in the new year against your first pick. Some may say that he's the best belt machine. With my first pick from North Carolina. He's not actually from North Carolina. That's the joke.
Of course not.
He's actually from Canada, for those who don't know. It's Kenny Omega. It's Kenny Omega. I was hoping you already wrote that in your notes as I was starting to hint there.
Oh yeah, I wrote that. I wrote that years ago.
But if you just want me to replay some of the truths, some say he's more handsome than Will Ospreay. Some say he does more charity than Will Ospreay.
Some say this.
He sold more merch in two countries than
Yeah.
Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay's replacing Kenny Omega in a lot of ways. So in some ways, I've picked the man to save your team from a lot of things. In all seriousness, I'm really happy you got the first pick because I was just gonna pick whoever
first pick
pick out of these two.
First pick is tough. I think for the men's, it's super tough. But you now round 2 snake draft. You got to pick here. Who are you gonna pick for round 2? Yeah, Ryan.
If you think I have any clue where I'm going here,
I think okay.
You're goddamn right. I do because there is a certain guy that if you put my first pick and him together, you got 5-star magic, maybe 6, maybe 7-star magic. I was gonna go off the grid here, but let's just get the best out of the way. Let's pick Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah, that's where I was worried. Is like, okay, who do I pick as number 1? Because really, and that's the tough spot of being a number 1 in this case, folks. You number 1, you get a great pick, but you number 2, you get the other 2 great picks immediately.
you get the other picks, and truthfully, my whole goal, right, was to partner Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada, and the fact that I did that, I feel like I'm going into this draft. I already got a main event set, right. It doesn't matter from here on out, but there's so much value the rest of the way. And now this gets interesting because I think the guaranteed top 3 are gone.
I agree. I completely agree. I think the guaranteed top 3 are completely gone off the board. But let's think. Let's think here. All right. So I think I have to go in a similar vein with you that, like Will Ospreay in this next pick, with Kenny Omega and Okada, you put these 2 guys in a ring together. It's gonna be magic. It's gonna be beauty. It's gonna be grace. The number 1 pick, I went with undoubtedly wrestler of the year. I went undoubtedly with the best wrestler of the year. But I think for my number 2 pick, I have to go with the New Japan trophy holder wrestler of the year. So I would be going with Shingo Takagi.
Wow! I legitimately had no idea where we were going from, like after the top 3.
That's fair.
It's because I have this entire lineup of people.
Yeah, me too.
And you could have picked from anywhere on this list. I don't have them in order either, so that doesn't help. But Shingo Takagi, I mean, you were smart. You followed, like you said, you were following my idealism. Let's get a guy that goes with my first pick.
Beautiful.
Like peanut butter and jelly, which Ryan doesn't like.
Peanut butter and sand.
That goes. Yeah, his preference, peanut butter and sand. That goes together like bread and butter. That goes together like, all right, you get it. Like Okada and Omega.
Like Ospreay and Shingo.
It's Ospreay and Shingo, and you know what? You just got yourself a banger main event. Congratulations.
Let's go to that idea. Let's continue the banger main event, right? Maybe that's the promotion's name, but I couldn't go with a big lariat guy with Okada, but I think we need another guy who, in recent years, I've been worrisome. But I think this year in this new regime has really confirmed a lot of things for me. I don't know if he'll be a Hall of Famer, but he is definitely one of the best wrestlers today, and a true throwback, and someone that's going to really shape up the division quite well here. And I'm going to go with our old friend, old pal, Gunther.
His name? Is Gunther?
It's Gunther. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. I got lost along the way there. I was like, oh, who's he picking?
I gotta make you nervous.
And it was Ryan, not me. I just want everyone to remember that picked the first WWE guy.
But I think of all the WWE guys I picked, Gunther is a pretty. It's someone that is perfectly in line with what I would be picking.
This is gonna be a polarizing pick.
No.
It's going to be a polarizing pick, and I acknowledge that it's going to be a polarizing pick. But here's the thing: I'm looking for star power, and on a roster that involves Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada, I feel like I'm pretty confident. No matter who I put in there with those two, they're going to deliver, right?
Yeah.
And there's something about star power. There's something about being the face of a company and being the man, the one, the head of the table. I'm gonna pick him. I gotta pick him. I'm picking Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Listen, I knew you probably wouldn't have picked him because you hate him. You hate WWE. But listen, I was going to go all work rate, but no.
Yeah.
I got a top 3 of Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and the big dog, Roman Reigns. Why the hell not? Let's get crazy here. Let's get crazy. Woo!
Let's
whipping my
crazy.
hair back and forth. And now, you know, our top 3 is complete. So, right, you go Ospreay, Shingo Takagi, and Gunther. I go Kenny Omega.
You always got to go up
Kazuchika
on that
Okada.
second. You always got to go up on that second syllable.
Gunther. And I, of course, go Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and Roman Reigns, the big dog.
Yeah.
Who
are you picking? Round 4. It's a tough one.
I need some more gold. I need some more gold on my roster here. And, you know, he may not wrestle a lot. He may wrestle very little. But you sell wrestling with promos, people. You sell wrestling with promos. You want some generational promos? You want some
Kerry Morton.
Possibly problematic comments once in a while? You want a man that's willing to yell and scream to get what he wants? You want one of the best heels in the business? The man in the business right now? Well, I already picked him. But it doesn't matter, because I'm going to pick the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know if it's heavyweight. Is heavyweight in the title? I don't think
it is.
All right. World Champion of the world. MJF Maxwell Jacob Frieden.
That's good. That's a good pick. It's good pick. Real good.
Hey, I got back to back. I got the top 2 world champions.
Yeah, you got a lot of stars on your stars thing. And, you know, I'm obviously picking more work rate heavy. You can already tell. Ospreay, Shingo, Gunther. So I think I need to pick someone. I want to pick someone that is still work rate.
Gideon Gray.
Still very much work rate wrestler. Gideon Gray. No, someone that's a work rate guy, but that is also someone that is a star. Someone that, as of late, you know, maybe doesn't win all of his big matches, but he has certainly won some big matches at the grandest stage of them all. All the way down in New Orleans. So I will be picking, as my round 4 pick, Mr. Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, Ryan. I just looked at my sheet here and I said, shit, I forgot.
There we go.
I was just, you know, I was hopeful that maybe if you also forgot him, which wasn't going to happen. I can't disagree with that one.
Yeah. Can't fault that one.
The only problem you may have is this guy talks about retiring every day.
Hey, but he's not yet. Not yet. I'm still in, baby. I'm still in. The youth is in my women's roster.
You know, truthfully, I think our top 4 is about who I expected. You know, if you want to go work rate, you want to go Gunther has to be in your top 8.
Yep.
But we're gonna finish the top 10 here now as we go into the 5th round.
I think I need same thing in line. Same thing with Bryan Danielson. And maybe, you know, you can flip. I think these guys you can flip them back and forth. And, you know, maybe I have some issues as of late. But I think, you know, you need a guy that, you know, not as work ratey as Ospreay or Shingo. You know, not as big. Well, maybe a bigger star than even Danielson that's still on the board. He had a great year. In a weird way, not a year that he was definitely planning on having, but a great year nonetheless. And I'm going to go with the former AEW World Champion. I'm going to go with Jon Moxley as my next pick for round 5. Yeah. Oh, you're going with you're going with
no. Ooh, that was a close one. No.
That'd be a great roster if you had Britt Baker and LA Knight on the same roster.
I missed out there. Those are 2 tough blows.
Yeah.
To the soul. Mostly because I forgot about Danielson. I forgot about him. I just didn't go down my sheet. I'm okay with MJF. I'm okay with that.
That's a good. It's still a good pick. Still good pick.
He's a world champion. You know, he does well.
You're only going to get like 6 matches out of him though during your year. So
hey, man, it's promos.
Same with Roman. Same with Roman.
I'm buying. That's true. I'm buying the promos.
Are you buying the promos of Roman too? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Just tell him to acknowledge him all the time. And I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna stay with the guys that barely wrestle, but you know what? They darn tootin' talented. And you know what? I feel like picking the top 3 world champions in the world is a pretty good choice here, ladies and gentlemen. Just think of the promo battles between MJF and my next pick. He is the Switchblade. He's the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He is Jay White.
Good pick. Good pick. I just saw his name and I was like, "Ooh, that's a thinker." Do I want to add that into your add that aspect into my promotion?
He was gonna go a little later for me because he's never around, but I had to do it. Now this is where we play. I got 3 world champions. I got some guy named Kazuchika Okada, and I got Kenny Omega.
Some guy that's only wrestled 5 matches.
5 matches. Man. Where do I want to go here? Where do I want to go here?
A lot of places you can go.
Is a certain, I don't know if he counts as injury or if he counts as Mina Shirakawa injury situation here. He kind of calls himself a cowboy.
I'll allow it. If you allowed
right,
Mina,
since I brought him up, I gotta pick him.
Yeah, if you allowed,
since you brought him up, I gotta pick him now.
Yeah.
Because I know Adam Cole's not part of this. Not that I would pick him now. Anyway.
I would say Adam Cole's injured. I would say Adam Page.
Very injured.
Yeah, I would say Adam Page. You're fine. I think we're sort of settling on any injuries that have happened within like a month's time. We're not really counting.
All right. Well. I don't pick him now. He may not come back. I'll pick the Hangman. Yeah, I'll pick Hangman. I'll pick Adam Page. He's had some bangers this year. Former world champion. Pretty popular with the crowd. Do I love the pick? I did at the beginning of the year. when he was on track to be Wrestler of the Year candidate.
That's a good point.
Then he stopped. But you know what? He's good. He's good. I'll be okay with him.
I agree. All right. You ready for some? We got to mix it up. We got to go international here. I'm going to go 2 international picks back to back.
Have I not won international? Did I not pick Jay White?
You did? Well, what do you? Yeah, I guess New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from New Zealand. I wrestled in Japan.
I got Shingo. I got Gunther. But I need to go more. I got to go warmer. To a warmer climate even. I'll go with one of the best luchadors today. Go with Rey Fenix.
Damn it! You know what? I didn't know how high you were going to value my boys, the Lucha Bros, and I was really hoping they would slip, and they didn't. So that's tough. That's tough hell for me. I should have probably picked him.
And this pick, still international, is going to be colder for sure. This might be radical decision to have him up here this high in the draft, but I think after the year he has had, I think this is a good mid-card guy. I think a match against Bryan Danielson would rule ass. And I've seen a match with him against Gunther. That was also amazing. So again, this pick might be a little controversial, but I think I want to pick him up. I want to pick him up now. That is, of course, Canadia's own Mike Bailey.
Wow, a little bit of speedball in our lives.
Speedball action.
A little bit of speedball in our Sorry. All right.
It's an early pick for sure.
Hey, if you want to dive into the Indies Impact, worldwide guy.
But am I wrong? Him, Bailey versus Danielson.
Oh, absolutely fucking kick ass. I mean, one of the best matches we could book out of the people we picked. You know what? We're going for star power again here, but let's get crazy. Inspired me. There's a bona fide feud for this guy right off the bat because a certain MJF had to talk his shit on podcasts about him. People are very excited for his arrival in the United States very soon coming up. He is another top champion. He is the AAA Mega. Is it Mega? Mega champion?
Yep.
His name is El Hijo de Vikingo.
Damn, that was gonna be my next pick probably.
Yeah, see, he's one that popped up. Can you hear me? I'm not near the mic.
Go ahead.
He's one that popped up in my head late last night, and I was like, if I forget him, I'll feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
He feels like that type of pick that could win me a draft. Yeah. Feels like that type of pick. I'm finally gonna get to book him and Kenny Omega.
That's true.
The match that's never been booked. I need to take these stupid glasses off. These are so uncomfortable.
He's slowly undressing.
Oh yeah. We're losing my mind here a little bit. So I love that pick personally. I mean, I know I picked it, so obviously I do. But feel really good. You picked Phoenix. I had to match you somewhere. I think Phoenix might be the best luchador in the world, but I'll just pick the guy that does things that are truly, truly crazy. Yeah. And now
he's gonna stick out. He's gonna stick out as a luchador in that roster you have right now.
Oh, he sure is.
The stuff he's gonna do is just gonna blow everyone's mind in that roster.
And you know what? I gotta do it. I gotta do it for me. Gotta do it for me here. Sometimes you gotta do picks for you. You gotta do picks for you.
I did several.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way we do it. There's a guy here that he may not be his very best anymore. He may not be the best in the world anymore. No, I'm not picking CM Punk. He's not allowed to be picked. He would have been picked already. But you know what? You put him in a match. You need him at any moment. He's going to deliver for you. Did it this year with Tomohiro Ishii at a certain show. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. Multi-time world champion. Technically not, because it didn't have the world attached to it, I guess. It's a multiple-time top champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is the ace. He is Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Hot damn. I was wondering when Tanahashi was going to pop up.
I was going to let him ride, but I was like, man, if I don't get him, I'm going to be upset. And then you're going to be able to, hypothetically book him and Danielson and stuff. And I was like, we can't do that. We can't let that happen.
That's fair.
And he could still put on, some of the best matches of the year. So
that's true.
I'll pick my spots with the old man.
All right. Next up for me. Tough spot here. Middle of the draft. Gotta think long and hard.
That's what she said. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think I got two picks here. There might be interesting picks. But I'm going to go with youth. I'm going to go with old and youth. I don't know if they would appreciate me calling him old. But I think you're right. I think you got a lot of star power on your side. I think I need a little bit more star power. So let's just bump it up with a little more star power. So I'm going to go with Kevin Owens.
Oh,
that's an interesting pick.
I love me some Kevin Owens.
And because I know that you will pick him down the line, and I would like to pick him now, I'm going to go with Konosuke Takeshita.
That would hurt. Oh, that would hurt me. Oh, that was my next pick. He knew. He
I
knew.
felt it.
He looked
I
me
felt
dead
it
in the
coming.
eye when he said that. He said,
I did.
I know you're gonna. I know you.
I know
want
for a
him.
fact you want him. I need him now, or forever I will hold my peace.
Man, well, let's just retire the draft now. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm gone. I'm lost. I'm lost.
Yeah.
That was my next pick. That, he's an ace in one promotion, one of the true up and comers here in AEW, and oh, take it, stupid thing. Take it up.
He's furious.
Get out of here.
He's infuriated.
Ugh.
I've destroyed him. I destroyed him. Well,
where am I supposed to go now? Where am I supposed to go now? I mean, there's plenty of people on the board, but
do we count Ric Flair as active?
No. No. Nor would I pick him because I don't like him anyways.
Yeah. There's a lot of top guys we haven't picked.
I know. I got like a bunch of other Japan companies to go from, but this is early. This is I gotta. Let me look at this roster here, right? Let me look at this roster here. I got Omega can play heel or face, right? I got Kazuchika Okada, bona fide babyface. I got Roman Reigns, who the fuck knows what he is. I got MJF, heel.
Yeah.
Jay White, heel.
Yeah.
Hangman Page, babyface. Vikingo, happy to be there. And probably the biggest babyface of all time, Hiroshi Tanahashi. So I feel like I got a good even roster in that regard. So I can really go either way here. I'm between two guys. I'm gonna pick this first one. I feel like, I think he proved this year against the likes of a Will Ospreay, against the likes of a Kazuchika Okada, that you put him in the big match, he's gonna deliver. He may not be winning that world title ever again. His world title reign may have happened in a pandemic era, but he can still go. He's one of the most popular wrestlers still in the world, and his name is Tetsuya Naito.
I was wondering. That's a big pick that we've been letting sit there, and I've been thinking about Naito. I've been thinking about Naito for a second.
I had to go with someone trustworthy.
Yeah.
Right, and now I can do Naito and Omega, which is my favorite. So
Naito Okada, Naito White, Naito Adam Page is not bad.
I wish I could pick Kenny Omega. No, I already did. Kota Ibushi. I wish I could pick Kota Ibushi, but I can't.
I wish I could pick Kenny Omega too.
Kenny! All right. I don't think you're going to pick this guy. I don't think you like him as much as I do, but I've always enjoyed him. He's over with the crowd. He's a WWE guy. Oh, I only have one WWE guy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get a little freaking going. Let's get Seth freaking Rollins on the team.
That's a good
You
one.
better write it that way.
Yes, sir. Did you want it all caps?
No, that's not how he does it. It's not all caps.
It's just freaking apostrophe Rollins.
Yeah.
All right.
I wrote it down that way too. I just want you to know that.
Yes, I did as well.
Man, I got 5 picks left.
All right.
Tough.
All right. I got some wild stuff happening. Probably there's just so many guys that just aren't getting picked that I'm just not picking. But I'm trying to think of roster. We're not thinking of the top 15 wrestlers. We're thinking of the best roster.
Yeah.
Someone who is going to even out some of my stuff. And I think I have a lot of faces, and I think this guy can be a good face, but I think this guy is an even better heel. I think will work great with Ospreay. Shingo will be great. Danielson, Moxley, Phoenix. We know he's great from Lucha Underground. Takeshita. Oh man, that would be fun.
No.
Gunther. It's great with everybody. So I'm gonna go with Swerve.
God damn it! I didn't think you'd pick it.
Swerve Strickland.
I was gonna pick him instead of stupid freaking. And I'm so upset. I'm so upset that I didn't pick him.
Now can I
Oh, I
go
didn't pick
back to
for
back?
me.
Can I go back to back hatred for Scotty here? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Tough pill to swallow. Tough pill to swallow for Scotty. So while he puts it all together again for himself, I gotta pick my next pick. I really have like a lot of. There's a lot of youth I'm looking at deep in the card that I'm thinking about. There's some big guys I'm thinking about. There's a couple guys you can build an entire company around that are probably available. But hot damn, who the hell do I pick?
It'd be crazy when you don't pick the Stone Pitbull.
I'm considering. I'm considering the Stone Pitbull. You know I love me the Stone Pitbull, but that's part of the problem. Am I talking Stone Pitbull? We're talking Stone Pitbull now. We're not talking 2016 Stone Pitbull. We're talking Stone Pitbull now.
Some people would think the Stone Pitbull now is still pretty good.
Oh, he is. He is still pretty good. But is there someone I want more?
It's evil.
No. I think you're right. I think you actually have talked me into it. It's someone that I know you're not going to pick, but I think it's better to have him on the roster. Another work rate guy, another big guy who people can bounce off of.
Evil?
And he would be a good opposite to Gunther, and that would probably
Evil?
be no, not evil. It will be Ishii. It will be the Stone Pitbull as my next pick.
Yeah, I was never picking him.
I know. But I think in my roster he will serve well. I think Swerve and Ishii are two back-to-back solid picks and really helping out, really fleshing out that roster.
We could stop talking about Swerve. All right. Let's go back to the Lucha world here, huh?
Oh,
Let's go. This is a guy. He was wasted a lot of the year, right? He was wasted a lot of the year. He just he didn't have a home. He didn't have a home. He kind of went here, there, and everywhere. You could see some of his great matches, and I don't know, PWG. He did pretty well. Ring of Honor, and most recently, of course, he's done great in AEW. He owns his own company, Big Lucha.
Big Lucha guy.
There's literally a mask right here, right there. Mm-hmm. That tells you should have picked him. Oh, but you didn't?
There's another mask right next to it.
That's Io Shirai, who I also picked. We're picking Bandito.
Yeah. It's a good pick.
My redemption pick.
I've been thinking about Bandito. I've been thinking about Bandito.
I've been thinking about Bandito.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Your next pick. We only have 4 picks left.
You have 4. I have 4.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
I forgot I was starting the round. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's so many. There's ace level guys, right? There's just great workers here. I got a guy up my sleeve that I know you're not going to pick. That I'm just going to pick my last pick to really solidify.
Same.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Well, that sucked.
Well, I know for a fact you're not going to pick him. So that's why I'm sitting on him.
Man, I'm having a tough time here.
There's a lot of guys. There's one guy I would really love to pick, but I feel like I've picked him like basically 5 times already. And I'm like, I don't know if if I should get another guy like that.
Yeah, do I want to? I'm really upset about Swerve. I'm still kind of.
I know you're still reeling. You're still reeling.
Yeah, I am. I really am. I don't know where to look. I don't know where to go. I don't see a future for me right now.
I'm really thinking.
Cody not being in this draft hurt me.
Yeah,
he did. I had a whole bit for him.
I got a pick.
I had an entire bit for Cody.
Yeah.
And once you said he's not allowed, ruined half of the draft for me.
I got a pick.
Man, for sure. You have a pick already? Well, that's good. I need to pick.
Yeah, I got a pick.
You know what? I'll just go. I'll just go with this guy because I think he's great. He's one of the very best. He's one of the smoothest in the ring. When he gets to go in there, he delivers. He can be one of our top heels. Should be one of our top heels. The only problem is travel. Sometimes he wants to go home, sometimes he doesn't. Uh, you know, but if I can get him to stick around, he's going to put on game changing game after game changing game. He's currently enthralled in a game 7, or not a game 7, a best of 7 series. And he is the lead of the champs here. I'm gonna pick the bastard.
Yeah.
Pac.
Yeah, I've been sitting on Pac. I've been sitting on Pac for a bit now. I really considered him. I've been really considering him, but that's the guy I was like, I feel like I've already picked guys similar to him.
Oh, that
like
was him?
5 times already.
That's funny.
And I was like, I don't know if I could do it again. I don't know
if I could do it again. You definitely could have.
I could have.
Should you? Should you? That's the real question.
All right, I'm gonna pick 2 guys similar in vein to Ishii, similar vein to Gunther, but a guy that can cut promos. I need some promo cutters. And maybe he's a little bit similar to Owens as well. That could be a tag team. That could be a feud. Who the heck knows? Maybe he's too similar to Owens, but
I think I know who you're taking.
But I'm gonna go with Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston. Gonna go with Eddie Kingston.
No, I heard you.
I'm gonna go with Eddie Kingston. And then I'm gonna go with a pick.
He was on my list.
I'm gonna go with a pick that I know for a guy is probably on your list. And if it's not, you're gonna be upset. A guy you and I both love. Not enough love towards him. He should have more opportunities, honestly. But it's because he's when he's on. He's fantastic. I think the past couple of years, the pandemic and everything have kind of hurt his stuff. But we're going international yet again here. You know I love my lucha. I'd go with Dragon Lee. How do you feeling about that one? How you feeling about that one, Scotty? How does it feel good? Feel good? You're taking freaking from me? you're taking all. You got Omega, you got Okada, you got MJF, you got Roman Reigns, you got Vikingo, you got the Ace. But I have Dragon Lee. I got Swerve Strickland. I got some picks that I know you've been sitting on, baby.
That would hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That would hurt. But we bounced back.
We bounced back.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Do we bounce back? I don't know.
I've thrown you for a loop.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I have guys that I feel like are obvious picks, but like at the same time, I'm also picking for the audience to agree with me.
Yes.
And that does change a lot of things. It does change who's in discussion, who's not.
Yeah. You're thinking of a totality of roster. You're thinking what the audience. You want the audience's vote here. For that reason, you will be going with.
Oh, sorry. I didn't expect you to hit me with the with.
No, you'll be going with. I was trying to think of a joke too, but I couldn't get to it.
You didn't connect there.
No.
I almost picked a Young Buck, but no. If you don't have one, I don't want the other.
You could get them back to back.
I could, but I'm not gonna because I don't wanna. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
All right.
The Swerve pick still has me fucked up, man. I love Swerve, and I'm so angry I didn't pick him.
I know.
Who the hell wrestles anymore? This looks stuff.
Well, you said Game Changer a lot. There's a whole roster there that's available.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. You know what? Fuck it. This is the first guy I'm going to pick here. He is a fantastic professional wrestler. He has held down the fort in a company that I think gets a lot of hate for no reason. He is, I think, you're putting him in there against these older guys that we think might be washed, and he's delivering great. main events with them, whether it be a certain Eddie or a Frankie or a EY. I'm picking the Impact World Champion, Josh Alexander. I think Josh Alexander has done a lot to earn this spot. I would have felt wrong not having him in our top 30 because of what he's done over the past year. He is the type of guy that Impact rightfully has built around. And I think he would get a lot more praise if he was, say, in AEW or something like that. I think he would be among the favorites in the world if he was in a company that was bigger than Impact.
That's a good one. I think Josh Alexander, that's a good pick. That's a real good pick. No evil, but I think it's
not yet. Not
yet. You got time.
Yeah, hold on. You know what? This guy's a favorite of yours. Wrestles for Pro Wrestling Noah.
Fujita. You're picking up. Gotta get Fujita over here.
No. I don't need politics on my side. If I'm doing that, I'm picking Muto, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Wrestle for Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yeah.
He is the top Noah wrestler for me this year in terms of best matches. You know, I could have picked their ace, but you know, their aces went through enough transitions in his character that I have no idea what he's gonna be for my show. So you know what? I'm gonna pick a guy that's solid, a guy that can fit on my roster, guy that's gonna have a banger with Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, everyone. I'm gonna pick Kano.
Yeah, he's gonna fire kick some fools.
Well, not because of the fire kick. I don't want him.
Oh yeah. If he was available, if he was not injured, I would have picked Go Shiozaki rounds ago.
Yeah, I would have too.
But it's alas I did not.
You said the injury thing, and I don't know when he's coming back, so I couldn't pick him. If he was like announced to come back, it'd be different. But I didn't even want to pick him. Why did I pick him?
I don't know. I think the swerve really
can I? If we're at the end of the draft, I want to trade someone out, and you didn't pick them, can I get rid of them?
Sure.
All right.
We'll look over the entire rosters and be like, you get to have one. You can trade out one person on the women's and men's if you want to.
All right. Cool.
All right. Okay. So I got some 2 picks. My final 2 picks, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Last 2 picks could not be different ends of the spectrum. But I think one of them is a future star. One of them is a past star. One of them, kind of unknown. One is very known. One I think is extremely solid. One that is lately hits and misses, but right now he's been a lot of hits. He had a lot of hits recently, and last Wednesday he certainly got hit a lot of times. Interesting pick, maybe, but I think some talkers, one that hasn't been picked up, is available, so I'm going to go with him. Chris Jericho.
I was wondering if he'd be picked.
Chris Jericho, that's who I'm going with. And then on the other end of the spectrum, a guy I knew for a fact you were never going to pick, but I think has the potential to be, 5 years down the line, maybe the biggest lucha star in history, not in the history of lucha, but in modern lucha. All the way from CMLL.
Wow.
We're going to pick Atlantis Jr.
Whoa! All right.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't going to get picked, but I think, Atlantis Jr. versus Phoenix, it's right there. Jr. versus Swerve. Atlantis Jr. versus Bryan Danielson. That's going to be great stuff. But yeah.
How many matches of Atlantis Jr. have you seen?
A couple. Matches. But I
was hoping it just wasn't the one.
No. I've seen a couple. I watched a couple more since that match, but I can see it. I can see it. They're pushing him well as well. I think he has all the potential in the world.
All right. Well,
And I think
I
as
already
a final
know.
pick, as a future pick, I love my youth. I think that's where I'm going with.
Well, I already know I'm getting rid of Cano. So this is not really my last pick in a lot of ways, but it is for the actual draft.
Yeah.
This guy I knew you weren't picking
Mm-hmm.
because you don't watch. But at 33 years old, he is one of the best in the world. He doesn't get enough talk worldwide. He does in Japan in some ways. He runs what I think is mostly a company that had former glory, trying to climb back up. They've celebrated 50 years this year. That is, of course, All Japan Pro Wrestling. And I'm going to pick with my last pick, Kento Miyahara, their Triple Crown champion. You may be listening to this, and if you're deep into it like I am,
Mm-hmm.
you know how good of a pick this is.
Yeah. No, it's a good pick. It's a good pick.
And I think he's a fantastic pro wrestler. He's currently number 17 for me this year. Ooh. Overall. Ooh. So real value there. Mm-hmm. The only reason he's not higher is because he just, doesn't have as many big matches as a lot of big companies. But I think he's fantastic. Feel great about that last pick. He was my last pick this entire time. I never wavered.
Just like Atlantis, you knew that the other person's not going to pick it. So what's the point?
And it helps that I know I'm getting rid of Kano because I don't want him. So I'm gonna have some fun with that one.
Well, there we go. That is our first 15 picked. Before we really do start doing trades and stuff, well, maybe not trades, but just like free agent pickups, and dropping and stuff. So who is your roster? Who are your 15 men's roster?
We got Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, Roman Reigns, MJF, Jay White, Hangman Page, Elhijo de Vikingo, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Seth freaking Rollins, Bandito, Pac, Josh Alexander, Kano, and Kento Miyahara. Kano's not. He doesn't count. I'll go through my whole roster when he's gone.
He doesn't last long for this world. For your roster. So my 15 were Will Ospreay, Shingo Takagi, Gunther, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Rey Fenix, Mike Bailey, Kevin Owens, Konosuke Takeshita, Swerve Strickland, Tomohiro Ishii, Eddie Kingston, Dragon Lee, Chris Jericho, and Atlantis Jr. That is my 15.
Well, Brian,
yeah.
Since I had the first pick in the women's draft, I'm just gonna tell you I'm setting my roster. Perfect. I appreciate my roster. Of course, let me read my roster off one more time. Mayu Iwatani, Kairi, Julia, Shuri, Momo Watanabe, Bianca Belair, Miyu Yamashita, Io Shirai, Tam Nakano, Natsupoi, Maki Ito, Masha Slamovich, Hazuki, Mirai, and Asuka Veni. I will not be trading anyone out. I feel awesome about that roster. And yeah, let's see. Do you have anyone you'd like to trade out on the women's side?
I do.
Oh,
I think I'm getting flack for it. I think you're right. I love her, but she's sticking out like a sore thumb to me. I'm gonna drop Saya Ida. She's gonna become a free agent.
Damn, that's tough.
And
good move, but it's tough for her.
I love my girl, but I don't think I can.
You're trying to get a win here. I'm
trying to get a win here. I need someone who's available. Yeah. Someone that has not been picked. That is also surprising that they have not been picked. Very surprising that they have not been picked. I think they'll be a great addition to this roster. They'll continue the hard hitting style of women's roster that I'm going for. So very surprised you did not pick them. They are Joshi, but not Stardom. They are someone that is going to radically make you upset, maybe, and they are going to be Takumi Iroha.
Yeah, I considered it.
Yeah, I know you did. But I think swapping out Saya Ida to Takumi Iroha is the move for me. I think that's what I need to do.
Now, do I want to make a free agent dropping?
Oh, you just said you went first and you solidified your roster. Are you picking up Saida? Is that what you're doing?
No, I didn't even think about it. Damn it.
It's a tough one. We could also do the idea of like, okay, we're gonna drop someone to do a free agent, and we could also consider doing trades. But we're already 30 minutes over, so we gotta wrap this up soon.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough. Let's go to the men's roster. I went first. I think I am going to be dropping someone, but I want to make sure that there's someone that I think can be a good addition to the roster in a different way. Yeah, I'll go with them. I'll go with this. I'm going to drop Kevin Owens. I believe the only WWE person I have representing. No, I have Gunther. I have Gunta. I'm gonna be dropping Kevin Owens.
And that was an earlier pick for you.
That's an earlier pick. And I will be picking up Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, I saw him. I was like, wow, I'm kind of shocked he's not.
Oh, there's a lot of guys I wanted to pick. I wanted to pick Despy. I wanted to pick El Desperado for sure. Pac was someone I wanted to pick way earlier, but just could not do it.
I picked him, so.
Yeah. Darby was an idea. Daniel Garcia was an idea. Alex Shelley was an idea.
Wow.
Keith Lee, Minoru. I mean, there's a lot of picks I was thinking about, but I settled on that. But that's my lock. That's my lock.
All right. Well, I'm dropping Cano.
Yeah.
So really,
buddy. Really.
See you later, alligator. I've been between two people this whole time, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a perfect time to pick up Nick Gage.
No. Boy, which one do I want? That's the real question. Do I want one more than the other? KG, I'm just kidding.
It's KG Muto versus Evil. that is who you're deliberating over currently.
Yeah, you know what? All right, based off his AAA main event, based off his involvement in the 7-match series, and how great his tag team is with Rey Fenix, I will pick Pentagon Jr. as Penta El Cerro Miedo, whatever the fuck name you want. Pick him.
Let's
wrap this up.
That's a good.
That's a good sub.
That's a good sub. I agree. I think that's a good.
I was between him and Desperado, by the way.
No, yeah, that's fair. The two masked spooky skeletons.
Yes. So my roster finally, so we can wrap this up: Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, Roman Reigns, MJF, Jay White, Hangman Page, Vikingo, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Seth freaking Rollins, Bandito, Pac, Josh Alexander, Kento Miyahara, and Penta, whatever you prefer to call him.
Exactly.
Pentagon Jr.
Yeah, no, I think both these are very good rosters. I think it really showcases what you and I have and what we're looking for in terms of wrestling as well. You can really see that in my women's wrestling. I think these are very good rosters. If I was voting on these, don't know where I would go with. I
don't either. Because you picked a lot of guys I wanted.
Yeah, these are tough. These are some
tough
picks.
The women, I wanted all of them. So,
yeah,
I had a good list of 30.
Yeah, it's real good.
Both.
It's real tough.
Men, I went a little further just in case to see where the draft went.
Yeah.
Because not having the tag teams did change some things.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how if they were tag teams, the Young Bucks probably would have went top 5. I'm guessing.
I would have had the Young Bucks in there. I would have had United. Not United.
Aussie Open, and that would have had FTR probably.
Yep, those are the easy top 3 picks.
Someone could have really screwed us up with the Lucha Bros, but they did get both picked because they're good.
Mm-hmm. Separated.
But yeah,
they got separated.
That was fun. They did. That was fun.
Yes.
Had a good time.
Yes, we will have.
This was the first annual, right?
Yeah. I think it's becoming a Thanksgiving tradition.
I picked Masha. I needed to talk about this because you picked Takumi Roha. I picked Masha Slamovich because I was trying to please all the audiences here. If I picked all Joshi, I would have been like, shit.
Yeah, no, I get you. I think you're right. I think you're right. You need variety.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to pick Takumi. I wanted to pick a few other Joshi. indie people, but I tried to keep some variety. I tried to get popular names on there. But we'll see. You replacing Saeed did change the game though.
I did. It did. I swayed some people to my side, I think. I might have swayed some people to my side.
I do too. I think that as well.
But that is it for this week's episode. This poll, where you can vote on who had the better rosters, will be available at CountOutPod, our Twitter account. So go. I'm sure both of us will also be retweeting these polls. So you can follow me at Ryan Knights. You can follow him at Scott E Wrestling. So you'll make sure to be able to see those polls, vote on who you believe had the better roster. And while you're there, just give us a little follow. Just give a little follow on the crumbling app form that is Twitter. But Scotty, anything else to plug and or your match of the week?
Check out Stardom Road this upcoming Tuesday. We're talking about a show. No, we're actually talking about the first time they ever went into Korakuen Hall. Stardom X Stardom 2011. Lots of fun. Me and Trent had my match of the week. Who the hell knows, man?
Just the Swerve pick is really just you're still reeling from Swerve.
No, I knew you were gonna pick him. I just waited too long. That was my fault.
Yeah.
Miyu Yamashita versus Millie McKenzie from TJPW show that was today. Millie McKenzie, very good since coming back to the world of non-WWE, getting her name back of Millie and not having to be Amelia anymore.
What a change! What a change!
Really done a lot for her. But no, seriously, that match was great. So that's my match of the week. And so long, people.
Yeah, I woke up and I saw a lot of praise for that match, so I'll definitely be checking that out on Wrestling Universe. Like I said, I didn't really watch a lot of wrestling this week, so I'm gonna, if it's okay, Scotty, I'm gonna forego my match of the week.
Unacceptable. Can't believe it.
I'm going to forego it, and I'm instead going to plug everyone watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special that came out on Disney Plus. It's a fun, family-filled, heartwarming Christmas movie that my fiance worked on. You'll be able to see her name in the credits, assuming Disney Plus has those credits. I assume they do. It just goes by super fast or something.
They do, yeah.
But yeah, go check that out.
Come out?
What's that? It came out. It came out on Black Friday, so it's already out.
Oh, I didn't know it was out already. Sweet.
Yeah, it's already out now. If you have Disney Plus, you can watch it. If you have the ability to pirate it, you could. I mean, she already got paid, so she's not getting residuals, so I don't give a shit.
That's a good one.
But yeah, no, go check it out. My fiance worked on it, and fun little fact that my fiance has told people when you're watching that movie. And obviously, you see all the Christmas lights and set up everywhere on wherever they are. I forget exactly where they are. But when you see all those Christmas lights set up, just think about how my fiance had to, that all those bulbs for those Christmas lights were out of the string, and they had to put in all of the bulbs into all of the string lights. So when you're watching it and seeing how many Christmas lights there are, just know that she spent, I believe, 2 days, 2 10-hour days doing that. So think about that. Think about how much effort goes into filmmaking, folks. And go check out Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Yeah, no. Another fun fact, those are the same Christmas lights used on the Christmas tree in the Hawkeye TV show. So a little fun fact there. But that is it for this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. We'll be back next week talking about whatever else is happening in the world of professional wrestling. I don't even know what it is off the top of my head.
I never know.
Pulling it up real quick. Nothing really. like nothing really. It's going to be us previewing Ring of Honor and NXT TakeOver Deadline. I know that for certain. Other than that, don't know. But we'll find out with you all next week for Ring Post Radio. Until then.